The lineups are set, and we're ready for another edition of Bees Baseball. The first pitch is just moments away. This is Salt Lake Bees Baseball on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Nothing like opening day, and we are in daybreak tonight to begin the home portion of this 26th season on KMYU. Tony Parks with you tonight. Sammy Miller joins us later on. The Bees and Rivercats start a six-gamer tonight, but before we get started, let's enjoy some of the pregame festivities with Hall of Fame public address announcer Jeff Reeves.
Gentry.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the whole.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
I'm here on the job site with Dale, who's a framing contractor.
Hey, good morning.
Dale traded up to Geico Commercial Auto Insurance for all his business vehicles. We're here where he needs us most.
Yep, they sure are.
We make it easy for him to save on all his insurance needs, all in one place, with coverage that fits his business and bottom line. Oh, I shouldn't have looked down.
It's all right.
We're so far up here.
Look at me. Take a deep breath.
Oh, I'm good. So good.
Get a commercial auto insurance quote today at geico.com and see how much you could save. It feels good to Geico.
First.com to apply for pre-approval of your low-rate auto loan today. Eligibility, terms, conditions, and creditworthiness apply. Subject to change. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal opportunity lender.
Hey, Utah. Tired of hard water problems? Scale buildup on your appliances? Dry, itchy skin? And bad taste? Culligan Water is the answer. With top-rated water softeners and filters that protect your appliances, pamper your skin, and make your water taste delicious. Hi, this is the Waterboy Colson Firmage, a third-generation Culligan man. Culligan has been locally owned and trusted for over 80 years, right here in Utah. Do you know if your current water system is even working? We're happy to come out and take a look at it, even if it's not ours. Get a free water test for any system. Call 801-509-9602 or visit CulliganSLC.com. Huge savings are happening for a limited time. Get $1,000 off a Culligan water filtration system, plus a full year of free salt delivery. Don't wait. Get cleaner, better water for you and your family. Call 801-509-9602 or go to CulliganSLC.com. Culligan, water you'll love.
I'm author Richard Paul Evans, founder of the Christmas Box International. Thank you, Utah, for giving so much to help our most vulnerable children. kids who have been abused, neglected, and trafficked. But the Christmas Box House isn't just for Christmas. We help children 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and your help makes that possible. Right now, our kids could really use new tennis shoes and Visa gift cards. If you'd like to help, please go to thechristmasbox.org or Google us. Thank you.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
I took a walk around the world to ease my troubled mind. I left my body lying somewhere in the sands of time. But I watched the world float to the dark side of the moon. I feel there's nothing I can do. Yeah. I watched the world float to the dark side of the moon. After all, I knew it had to be something to do with you. I really don't mind what happens now and then, as long as you'll be my friend at the end. And if I go crazy and you still call me Superman. If I'm alive and well, will you be there holding my hand? I'll keep you by my side with my superhuman might, kryptonite.
It's the ballpark at America First Square with Salt Lake Bees baseball, and there's nowhere else we'd rather be. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Tony Parks with you. Sammy Miller is going to be joining us in just moments. The wonderful memories of season number 1 put to rest, and beautiful memories still to come now here in year number 2. The Salt Lake Bees bring back an explosive lineup and talent all up and down, from young players who are continuing to emerge and also veteran players who have gold gloves to their names. We're going to go over the starting lineups here in just a moment. Right now, the starting pitcher for the Salt Lake Bees making his AAA debut. It is Mitch Ferris on the mound. He is making this AAA debut, but made his Major League debut last year. Got off to a great start in the Bigs. Became the 6th Angels pitcher in the last 15 years to get the win in his first Major League start. Caden Dana, Chase Silseth among the others. Shohei Ohtani also on that list with Jaime Barria and Jose Suarez. He followed that up with a quality start against the A's, an ERA of 1.52 in his last 4 minor league starts. He led the Southern League in strikeouts at the time. He was promoted to the parent club last year, 7 Q starts overall with the Trash Pandas. He's the first player ever from Wingate University to make it to the Bigs as a pitcher, the former South Atlantic Pitcher of the Year. Starting lineup today for the Sacramento Rivercats. It begins with Will Brennan, who is going to lead things off today. Some familiar faces, including the number 1 prospect in the Giants, Bryce Eldridge. Cleaning it up, Buddy Kennedy. Grant McCrae, no stranger to this place as well. It's the Bees. It's the Rivercats. It's a Tuesday night and opening night. We're at the ballpark at America First Square. Thanks so much for making us a part of your evening. First pitch, pumps in there, strike one, 6-39. Boy, the River Cats had a great weekend. 2-1. They won the series against El Paso, a walk-off victory on Sunday afternoon. The River Cats, the only team in the Pacific Coast League without a home run. That doesn't mean that they haven't been successful. 3 AAA teams without a home run. That includes Buffalo and Rochester. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's how the night starts for Mitch Ferris. And for more on tonight's game, let's go to Sammy Miller. We'll check with Sammy here in just a moment. Jesus Rodriguez stepping in. He was the walk-off hero with the sac fly on Sunday afternoon. Rips it to center and deep. Going back on it, Rada at the track has room and parachutes into the wall. 2 up, 2 down. The defensive alignment tonight for the Salt Lake Bees, it's Lugo in left, Rada in center, Siri is in right, Sanchez in the hot corner, Guzman at short, Christian Moore at second. Vaughn Grissom making his Salt Lake Bees debut at first. Sebastian Rivero behind the dish, and Mitch Ferris is on the mound. Bryce Eldridge, a guy who's the number 1 prospect in the Giants organization. High expectations for him in year number 2. He had great moments right here in this ballpark last year. Mitch Ferris ahead in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Eldridge 1 for 4 with a run batted in Sunday. 3 for 10, walked 4 times in that series with El Paso. Takes down, it's a ball and 2 strikes. Last year against the Bees, 8 for 19, 3 doubles and a home run. No score early on here tonight in daybreak. Oh, and Eldridge wears that one off the right arm, and a hit by pitch will put Eldridge on as the first base runner of the game. Boy, Ferris really had it dialed in, ahead in the count, 2 up, 2 down, 1 strike away from having a 1-2-3 inning, and that one just got away from him. Here's Buddy Kennedy, who doubled back on Sunday, had a pair of doubles during that opening weekend series. Kennedy takes for a called strike. Now, Buddy Kennedy, who played with the Phillies, the Blue Jays, and the Dodgers last year, a combined 14 Major League games. He had an incredible year and a strange season. It's the 0-1 on the outside corner, called strike 2. When the World Series took place, it was the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. And no matter who ended up winning, he was getting a ring. He won a World Series ring before any of them had even started the series. Little floater, center field, coming on Rada on the sprint. It's going to drop down in front of him for a hit. Stopping at second is Eldridge. Buddy Kennedy with a little floater to center field. First and second, 2 down. Well, that ball was just perfectly placed as Moore was giving chase and Rada was coming in. So Victor Barracoto, who was 2 for 4 against the Bees last season. He drove in a run on Sunday, looking for a 2-out knock here on a Tuesday night. He takes for a called strike. The River Cats 77 and 73 last year. Second year in a row they were over 500. They had stretches of play where they had some dominant pitching. And against Salt Lake, these two teams certainly had a back-and-forth year. As the pitch misses in, 1-1. These two teams had 4 different 6-game series. 1 in April, 1 in May, 1 in June, 1 in July. Each series, 3 games to 3. Check swing in the dirt, blocked by the catcher Rivero, but it gets away, and the runners are going to move up. And Mitch Ferris, who was 1 pitch away from retiring the side in order, now all of a sudden a knock from Barracoto could plate 2. But last year, watching these two teams, whether it be those series in Sacramento or here in Salt Lake, neither of them could get away from each other in the series. Once it looked like somebody had control, it's the 2-1. It is cut on and missed. Nice block by Rivero back there. We'll do it at 2-2. But you had phenomenal pitching performances, clutch moments late in games. Just when these two teams got together, you knew it was going to be great baseball, and we expect much of the...
At Parrish Healthcare, we believe heart health is life. That's why our cardiovascular team is here for you. From prevention and early diagnosis to advanced treatment and recovery, we provide expert care for heart, lung, and vascular conditions right here in Brevard County. Our team brings together specialists across cardiology, pulmonology, emergency medicine, neurology, and radiology, working as one to deliver proven quality and safety at every step. Visit parishhealthcare.com to learn more.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Starting lineup for the Salt Lake Bees tonight, last year's #1 prospect in the Angels organization, Christian Moore, who had a couple of stints with the Bees, a couple of stints with the Angels. He'll lead things off. Nelson Rada, who is an explosive guy out of a leadoff spot, will bat second, though, tonight. Guzman in the cleanup spot. See Cavadas there at 6th. He had 28 home runs last year. And it ends out with Yolmer Sanchez, who's playing in the hot corner tonight and batting 9th. Christian Moore, who batted .292 with the Bees last year, 4 doubles, 2 triples, 5 home runs. His first series in this ballpark, he put on a show. First pitch swinging, bounces it foul between the coach's box and the third base bag, 0-1. Seth Lonsway, who was 5-12 last year with a 3.76 ERA. Had 19 games with AA Richmond, the Flying Squirrels, where he posted a 3.52 ERA. Called up to Sacramento late July, made his AAA debut on August 1st. The Bees did not see him last year. Had 9 games with the Cats, an ERA of 4.29. And opponents batted .281 against Seth Lonsway from St. Mary's, Ohio. The 0-1 pitch, pumped in there at the knees for a strike. Christian Moore, who spent a good number of games with the Angels towards the end of last season, 5 doubles and 7 home runs. Grounds this on a couple of bounces to Gavello. A shoot top stop and a throw to first is in time. 1 down. Defensive alignment for the Sacramento River Cats. Sparacoto is in left with McCray in center. Brennan in right. Buddy Kennedy at third. Gavello at short. Nate Furman is the second baseman. Bryce Eldridge at first. Jesus Rodriguez, the backstop, and it's Seth Lonsway on the bump. Nelson Rada, who joined this team in August of last year in a series at Oklahoma City. You knew he was coming up from AA. You knew he was excited about the opportunity. It was he and Denzer Guzman who joined this club. Rada tops it, bounces it foul off the facing of the Bees dugout. 1-1, but Rada joined this team, and when he and Guzman were in the lineup, all of a sudden this group was the best in the PCL over a 40-game span. They were too far behind to make any push for the second half title. 1-1, and it's inside, 2 balls and a strike. But what they did was ruin it for several other teams out there. They took 4 out of 6 against OKC. They took 4 out of 6 against the PCL champion Las Vegas Aviators. The pitch is high, and it's 3 balls and a strike. No score, bottom 1. 1 down. And then they ended El Paso's season. They They took down Round Rock 4 out of 6, and they were the hottest team in the league. Downstairs, ball 4 to Rada. He's the first base runner for the Bees, and it's one thing for Nelson Rada to have the ability to get on base. It's when he gets on base, the stress that he causes for opponents. It is glaring. 20 stolen bases in the short time he had with Salt Lake. Infield shifted left here for Vaughn Grissom. The first pitch to Grissom is down for a ball. Grissom, 37 extra base hits last year with Worcester in the International League. Made his major league debut back in 2022. Here comes the 1-0. First to throw over to first base, and Rada is back. Rada, such a confident base stealer, such a polished player in so many ways. Just has this fearlessness about him and this confidence. Joined the team when he was 19 years old last year. That's in there for a strike, 1-1. And you see him at the airport, and you'd say, oh, yeah, he's 19. Now he's 20. But then you watch him out on the field, and he doesn't look anything like he's that young. And former Bees manager, now current third base coach Keith Johnson, as this is fouled back, 1-2. He said every now and again you see a player, and you just know their chronological age and their baseball age are not the same. And that was the story with Nelson Rada. And it shows with the way he plays in center field, the way he runs the bases, and his overall baseball IQ. 1-2. Grissom bounces it foul. Third base on deck circle. Vaughn Grissom became the youngest player ever to homer and steal a base in his major league debut. Homered over the Green Monster on that special day as he played between Atlanta and Boston in his major league career. An bouncer to the right side, slowly hit. Furman's got to hurry. Bare hand, sidearm throw, save! Perfectly done. Take it any way you can get it. Well, as hitting coach Alonzo Powell says, the newspaper, you'll pick it up and see it, and it'll say it was a screamer out to right field. But instead, it was an tapper to the first base side. And he has a big smile for Jack Santora. Rada at second, Grissom at first, one down, and the Bees have something cooking in this bottom of the first inning. Here's Denzer Guzman. And Guzman, who hit a towering home run on Sunday. And rips this one high and deep to right. Brennan going back. He'll have room just in front of the track. Tagging at second, going to third is Rada. They're on the corners now with 2 out. Well, he hit it hard, just didn't quite hit it deep enough. And the Bees now with a runner 90 feet away for Matthew Lugo. And Matthew Lugo, who had 28 doubles last season, 5 triples, and 13 home runs. I thought he showed great improvement as an outfielder as well.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereeth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
After our car's engine sputtered on the highway, I figured it would take forever for us to get going again. Like that rock star who seems to enjoy stage patter more than playing.
How you doing, Cincinnati? Ooh, that's a tough word to spell. Cincinnati. I'm gonna try right now.
It was totally different. Geico's added 24/7 emergency roadside service and a tow truck in under an hour. We got right back on the road.
It feels good to get going. It feels good to Geico.
When life feels upside down, Beehive Meals helps keep me grounded with home-cooked freezer meals that are ready when I am. No planning, no scrambling, just real food my family loves. Head to beehivemeals.com and stock your freezer with your solution to easy, delicious dinners and a little peace of mind.
Spina bifida is a common birth defect, and everyone with spina bifida from childhood through adulthood deserves to flourish. The Spina Bifida Association is creating a future where this is more than just possible. It's inevitable. We're advancing clinical care and shaping innovative research. With your help, we'll build the future that people with spina bifida deserve. Join us at SBAA.org. That's SBAA.org. This message is sponsored by the Spina Bifida Association of America.
We all have someone we love, like the favorite lyric in our favorite song. You can't imagine life without them. Cancer screening tests can help keep the person you love around longer by detecting changes before cancer develops, or catch it early when it may be easier to treat. And many tests are available for free or covered by insurance. It's time to sound like a broken record. Tell all your friends and family, I love you. Get screened. Visit cancer.org/getscreened to learn more.
97.5 KZNS FM Colville, 1280 KZNS AM Salt Lake City, and KSL FM HD2 Salt Lake City Midvale. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Of the Year candidate, jamming out to the music. It's taught quite well. What you love about coming to the ballpark, kids of all ages. They're all kids out there. And this game will bring out the kid in all of us. No score, top of the second. Grant McCrae is going to lead it off for Sacramento. Mitch Ferris gave up a walk, hit a batter, came out of it unscathed in the first. Grant McCrae in his career has hit 5 home runs against the Salt Lake Bees. He has been with the Sacramento River Cats a while now, and he grounds one. 3 hops over to the second baseman Moore. He'll easily take care of that one down. But you love when you come to the ballpark and see the families that are out here and the big smiles that take place with it. I say it all the time, but usually when people fall in love with this game or they fall in love with a ballpark, it usually comes from an experience involving a loved one. Here's Jake Holton. It's in there for a strike. Usually when you ask people how they fell in love with this game or a team, they'll talk about their dad or their mom or their grandfather or something, and usually they have a story that goes with it. The 0-1 slowly cut on and missed. 0-2, Jake Holton, who walked, drove in a run back on Sunday. But they remember what it was like walking into the stadium and getting to their seats and the sounds that went through the ballpark. I still feel that when I work at this ballpark and when I was at Smith's Ballpark before then, with the iconic Hall of Fame public address announcer Jeff Reeves. I still hear that every time I come to work now. And it was all part of the experience. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Holton takes away. And we're even at 2 apiece. But usually you remember a moment. You may not always remember the score or who did what out there on the field. But you never forgot how it felt being with that person. This is ripped high and deep to right field. Going back on it is Siri at the track. Backpedals and makes the catch. A couple of hard-hit balls to right field tonight. One from Guzman of the Bees. This one from Holton of Sacramento. But the ballpark holds it. 2 down. I'll bring up Nate Furman. Nate Furman, who had a couple of hits in that series over the weekend, walked 3 times. He was a pinch runner Sunday afternoon. But I love that Homes is the sponsor for Family Night. Couldn't pick a better one. So that's on the outside corner for a strike. They have so many generations who have been a part of this community, and they were the first ones to break ground out here in this area. So it is so fitting. 0-1. Inside part of the plate, a strike. They have a ton of pride and passion to continue to enrich lives out here in the state of Utah and obviously to do their jobs exceptionally well. And they feel like they stand on some high shoulders. 0-2. Furman fouls that off of himself. Nate Furman, voted as having the best strike zone discipline in the Giants system. He hit .381, hit all 7 home runs last season against right-handed pitching last year. Had his season cut short, I believe it was late July. Lefty on lefty matchup. Ferris the 0-2, and it's hit hard left side. Diving attempt, Sanchez, the third baseman, and it goes into left field, a base hit. So 2 out. Furman at first. The number 9 hitter is Thomas Gavello. As with the shift being on, Furman went the other way, and it was just too far for Sanchez to get it. So Thomas Gavello, 8 for 20 against the Bees last year. First pitch off the end of the bat, and it goes over by the on-deck batter, which is Will Brennan. And the count's 0-1. Infield playing back, shifted to the right. Grissom guarding the bag with Furman leading off. And that's outside. A ball and a strike. Now the Bees trying to shake off this past weekend in Las Vegas. They were swept by the Aviators. And Las Vegas showing why they were the PCL champion a year ago. Outstanding defense, timely hitting, as that's fouled back. 1-2. And the Bees struggle hitting with runners in scoring position. Couldn't cash in a few times and gave up a big inning on Friday and Saturday that really hampered their chances. But they know they have a lot of explosive talent with this group. Talent that has been proven at this level and some of it at the next level. Furman the lead
At Parish Healthcare, we believe heart health is life. That's why our cardiovascular team is here for you. From prevention and early diagnosis to advanced treatment and recovery, we provide expert care for heart, lung, and vascular conditions right here in Brevard County. Our team brings together specialists across cardiology, pulmonology, emergency medicine, neurology, and radiology, working as one to deliver proven quality and safety at every step. Visit parishhealthcare.com to learn more.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
We've all been there. You hold onto a coupon, hoping to cash it in at the store, but then you forget about it. And suddenly you've got a mountain of useless expired coupons.
Do you think this one's still good? Free milk.
Oh, mate, that expired in 1993.
Dang it.
Fortunately, there are better ways to save money, like by switching to Geico. You could save about $900 on car insurance without ever touching a coupon.
Ooh, how about this one? Half off floppy disks.
Now, you should try a bit of spring cleaning.
It feels good to save big. It feels good to Geico.
Video or selfie while driving risks your life. So while you might think public speaking or the zombie apocalypse is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You'll want to join us tomorrow for Utah Dirty Sodas Wednesday, presented by Swig. You'll see the Utah Dirty Sodas take the field for the very first time and enjoy $3 Swig drinks at the ballpark right here at America First Square. Get your tickets at slbs.com. The Dirty Sodas, the new name for Salt Lake's AAA team during Wednesday night games, their alternate identity. We're in the bottom of the second, no score, first pitch. And it's in there for a strike to Nico Cavadas. Cavadas 2 for 7, a pair of doubles in that series at Las Vegas. He loves hitting there. He has the third most number of extra base hits over the last 3 years by a visiting player, and the other two have played a significant higher number of games in that ballpark. This guy just loves playing in Sin City. He had 5 home runs in the final series of the year back in 25. That's fouled back 1-2. We mentioned you get the $3 Swig when you come out for this special team night tomorrow night and every Wednesday night. Earn your chance for free Swig when the Bees score 4 or more. You're going to love everything it comes with. Softly grounded to the first baseman, Eldridge. He'll take it 4 steps to the bag. 1 down. I'll bring up Jose Siri. And Dirty Soda's gear, it's located all over the ballpark, especially at the team store, jerseys, hats, T-shirts, even a stuffed Swiggy. So come see your favorite team and enjoy your favorite beverage. Get your tickets at slbs.com. And the story of Swig, as the first pitch is cut on and missed 0-1. No score, bottom 2, 1 down. And the story of Nicole Tanner, truly a special one. The ultimate example of believing in a vision when very few others did. And it was said that an accountant believed that her business, which started there in St. George, would last about 6 months, and boy, did they find out they were wrong. The pitch is high, and the count is now 2 balls and a strike. Swig would explode here in the state of Utah. Nicole would thrive in every way you can imagine, and would also inspire so many others in her journey. The pitch is inside, 3 balls and a strike. It's Nicole Tanner, who defeated breast cancer and also continues to coach up and trust so many young people to take on leadership roles to succeed in their future. She's an outstanding mentor. That's cut on and missed, top rail of the zone. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. And she found beautiful ways to give back to the community, raising over 7 figures to help fight breast cancer. And the Dirty Sodas, it's a wonderful name. It's a new tradition. It represents something very special here in the state of Utah. As the lefty Lonsway fires, and it's popped up by Siri. Out to shallow right, down by the line. Long run for everybody. And coming on is Brennan to make the catch. 2 down. We'll bring up Sebastian Rivero. And so, while the Dirty Sodas, a wonderful name, a new tradition, you know, most people outside of this state have never heard of a Dirty Soda. But the jersey, the logo, the new mascot, it's all fun. It's what you love about minor league baseball. And when you know the story behind Swig, how it all came together, who engineered it.
At Parish Healthcare, we believe heart health is life. That's why our cardiovascular team is here for you. From prevention and early diagnosis to advanced treatment and recovery, we provide expert care for heart, lung, and vascular conditions right here in Brevard County. Our team brings together specialists across cardiology, pulmonology, emergency medicine, neurology, and radiology, working as one to deliver proven quality and safety at every step. Visit parishhealthcare.com to learn more.
With Vrbo's last-minute deals, you can save over $50 on your spring getaway. So whether it's a mountain escape, city break, or a week at the beach, there's still time to get great discounts. Book your next stay now. Average savings $72. Select homes only.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Good healthy food and the energy it brings. With help from caring people across America, No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures. To learn more about ending child hunger in America, go to helpnokidhungry.org today.
A lot of exciting theme nights this season. Go to slbs.com, check out the action. You're going to love it. From Princess Night, which is always a really big one there in August. We talked about Dirty Sodas there on Wednesday. For Thursday, Family Night, Country Weekend, and more. It's all right there for you. Go to slbs.com to find out more. Mitch Ferris has kept Sacramento off the board. On the other side, Seth Lonsway has done the same for the River Cats. Top of the order, top of the third. Will Brennan, Jesus Rodriguez, Bryce Eldridge, the 1-2-3. Tonight just has that cooler feel, but not cold. A lot of long sleeves, some sweaters, some jackets. But it's not one of those where you sit out there and you freeze here at the ballpark. First pitch, a strike, 0-1. Comes the 0-1. In there for strike 2. Ferris has been able to work from ahead. He has 3 strikeouts already in this one. He had a very efficient 26 pitches through the first 2 frames. That's hit hard back up to the middle and through. Past the running Moore and into center field. Rounding first and holding up there is Will Brennan. No, Brennan was able to reach out, get a barrel on it, get some juice on that ball to get back up through the middle. So Brennan 1 for 2. Here's Jesus Rodriguez. He put a charge into one, but hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark, and Rada was able to track it down. Ferris checks the runner at first and deals, and the pitch is up for a ball. Jesus Rodriguez, who batted .319, 20 doubles, 7 home runs in all of his AAA games last year. Split time between Scranton Wilkes-Barre, the AAA affiliate there of the Yankees. He takes a hack and fouls it back 1-1. And then he joined the Sacramento Rivercats. A lot of good young talent with this pitching staff of the Salt Lake Bees. You mentioned Ferris. This is his AAA debut, but he spent some time with the Halos a year ago. We'll keep an eye on Brendan there at first base. Similar to what we had last year with Jack Kahanowitz, who joined the Bees, I believe it was late July. Such an explosive talent. As the 1-1 is outside, 2 balls and a strike. Came back to work on a few things and then returned to the Angels, then returned to the Bees again. And you'll see it every now and again where pitchers will work at things at this level. Reed Detmers is one of the best examples, I think, in this system of being able to take advantage of those opportunities. As the 2-1 is hit high in the air to right field, not deep. Coming on is Siri. He'll slow down to make the catch. 1 down. But Reed Detmers was a guy that had a no-hitter with the Angels in 2022. And then later that year, actually, he had to come back to work on a few things. Was able to fine-tune his slider, let that be an explosive pitch for him. In 24, he came back to the Bees again, worked his way back to the Bigs, and then last year fulfilled a great role out of the bullpen. Here's Bryce Eldridge, hit by a pitch back in the first. Swings and misses 0-1. Bryce Eldridge, the number 2 first baseman in all of minor league baseball. Takes for a ball 1-1. He made his major league debut in mid-September last year. Became the youngest Giant to make his debut since Madison Bumgarner. He turned out to be okay. He was the youngest position player, though, since 1981. Eldridge takes at the knees for a strike. Became the youngest Giant to have multiple runs batted in during the same game since Jack Clark in 1976. The lead at first, Brennan, no score, top 3, 1 down. A 55-footer in the dirt, blocked by Rivero. We'll do it at 2-2. Eldridge, 21 doubles, 25 home runs, and drove in 84 last year. Walked 42 times. He had a hard hit rate that was the best in AAA among players with at least 250 appearances. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Big punch out here for Mitch Ferris. So 2 out, runner at first. And after a leadoff single, Brennan is still there. Buddy Kennedy, who singled back in the first inning. Right-hand batter ready. Ferris, the lefty, deals. And it's away for a ball. Buddy Kennedy, who is close friends with Mike Trout. Works out with him, trains with him during the offseason. Running the lead at first base. And the 1-0 just misses. A little bit away, and the count's at 2 balls and no strikes. Ferris with pitch number 46. On the outside corner for a strike, 2-1. Well, we mentioned how many close, tight-knit games these two teams had a year ago. It's 2 evenly matched organizations at the AAA level for sure. It's been fun watching so many players go up and down, have great careers here, get the call-ups 2-1. Check swing. Did he go? He did not. And the count is 3-1. But also now it's the Salt Lake Bees with a couple of former River Cats. You have Wade Meckler, not in the lineup tonight. Donovan Walton, first pitch he saw as a member of the Bees smoked a home run. That is smoked out the left center field. It's going to get down in the gap, and it's going to roll all the way to the wall. Motoring around third, heading home is Will Brennan. Stopping at second base is Buddy Kennedy. It's an RBI double for Kennedy, and Sacramento strikes first. It's 1-0 in the third. Well, Kennedy 2 for 2. And you were hoping that Lugo was able to cut that off. He had such a long way to go. He wasn't quite able to get to it at the edge of the track, and Will Brennan was off to the races. So Brennan scores the first run of the game. Buddy Kennedy, who had 2 hits the entire weekend series, already with 2 today. He has the first extra base hit of the game. Barracoto, first pitch swinging. Fouls it off of the catcher, Rivero. Barracoto struck out back in the first inning. Victor Barracoto had an outstanding 2025 at AA last year, named the Flying Squirrels Player of the Year, reached AAA for the first time in his career. Takes a swing and an elevated pitch foul, tips it into the glove. And it's 0-2. Played 11 games with Sacramento. We've talked about this before, the importance of players getting the call up to the AAA level. We know about the major league levels. The 0-2 is down and away. But late in the season, you'll see guys get that chance for the first time in their career at the AAA level, and they really try to take advantage of the opportunity because you feel that energy and that momentum to try and start the next season at AAA. Pitches inside. Still remember a few years ago, the first time I saw Tucker Flint, and then also Chad Stevens. Stevens now with the Rockies organization. And you could just see what it did for them at the end of their year and the kind of momentum they felt going into their offseason. It's the story for Barracoto. Hard bouncer, back up the middle, and through into center field, a base hit. Kennedy coming around third. He's going to score. An RBI single for Victor Barracoto. It's 2-0 Sacramento. Well, 2 out hits. A big thing here for the River Cats in this third inning. And they do so much for an offense as, you know, they had some chances in the first and in the second. They weren't able to capitalize. And then after it looked like a leadoff single might be spoiled. Buddy Kennedy an RBI double, Barracoto an RBI single. And it's the River Cats in the driver's seat. Walk out to the mound. Manager Doug Davis. It's going to be all for Mitch Ferris. It'll be Brett Carey coming on for the Bees when we come back. 2-0 Sacramento, top of the third on KMYU.
It's time to stand up for savings at Mountain Land Power Equipment. During the SCAG 2026 Stand Up for Savings event, save 15% off MSRP on select SCAG mowers, leaf blowers, and turf spreaders. Power, performance, and unbeatable durability. Now at unbeatable prices. But hurry, this promotion ends March 31st, 2026. Visit MountainLandPowerEquipment.com or stop by Mountain Land Power Equipment in Ogden, Salt Lake City, or Springville today. Stand up and save with SCAG.
Looking for insurance solutions that actually work for you? United Underwriters have been serving Utah families for over 25 years, offering smarter coverage solutions at better prices. United Underwriters auto policies include a no-cost windshield benefit because we travel on I-15 just like you, and also offer smart home insurance solutions and earthquake plans you can't find anywhere else. Call United Underwriters at 801-396-0828 or visit uuinsurance.com. United Underwriters. Real insurance solutions. Real value. Real partners. Based right here in Utah.
Five guys walk into a JCW's and order burgers, a pastrami, a mushroom Swiss, guacamole bacon, a hickory barbecue, a ribeye steak, 2 onion rings, 3 French fries, a strawberry, mint, peanut butter, chocolate, and marshmallow shake, and not one left to tip. Because at JCW's, we don't ask for it. We think the price you see should be the price you pay. And all that, would you like to leave a tip stuff, is for the birds. JCW's. Quality and a lot of it. Open in American Fork, Lehigh, Provo, South Jordan, and Harriman.
New pitcher for the Salt Lake Bees is Brett Carey as he comes in for Mitch Ferris. Can't close the books yet on Ferris. Still responsible for Barracoto over there at first base. Brett Carey has been with the Bees the last couple of years. Had been in the rotation a bit last year and the year before. Has also spent time coming out of the pen as well, a guy known for great poise and patience. Shane Lukes, the pitching coach, couldn't say enough about his overall example of just simply staying the course, never getting too high, never getting too low. And a stabling force on this pitching staff last year. Left-hand batter, Grant McCray. Grounded out to second back in the second inning. Squares to bunt, pulls back, pitches high. 1-0. Brett Carey, who became a father just last year. And he was so excited about that. It was right there towards the end of the season. And Carey started the year in the rotation last year. As the pitch is in the dirt, gets by the catcher Rivero, and moving up to second base is Barracoto. But Carey has a tremendous story of when he was pitching in college. He's out South Carolina. He thinks he's going to get cut. And the coaches have a heart-to-heart conversation with him in the fall about really what it's going to take to even stay on the roster. And they had a tough conversation with him, and they were almost startled with how comfortable he was taking the information as McCray drops it down and it goes foul. He got a good jump on that. Just wasn't able to put it down the line. 2-1, but all of a sudden Carey is calm and takes the info and goes out there, has an outstanding winter, tears it up in winter ball and then in some of the spring, and before you know it, he's on the bump in a rivalry game against Clemson. That was the place he wanted to go initially. And there he is in the biggest innings in an intense game, and his coaches always talk about a really funny moment where I think he pitched the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th, and they said something to the effect of, they go right, left, left. What do you think? And Carey said, what do you mean, what do I think? They said, he's going to be just fine, guys, because in Brett's world, any situation is worth facing. He doesn't overthink it. He simply goes out there and executes. And Shane Lukes talks all the time about he has the courage to just throw the ball over the plate no matter what the situation is and trust what the game plan happens to be. Doesn't overthink his stuff. Doesn't try to get outside of himself. He believes that's what's given him the best chance of success now to get all the way up to the AAA level. And he's had some great stretches in his AAA career. Comes the 3-2. McCray swings and misses, strike three. Carey comes in to retire.
At Parrish Healthcare, we believe heart health is life. That's why our cardiovascular team is here for you. From prevention and early diagnosis to advanced treatment and recovery, we provide expert care for heart, lung, and vascular conditions right here in Brevard County. Our team brings together specialists across cardiology, pulmonology, emergency medicine, neurology, and radiology, working as one to deliver proven quality and safety at every step. Visit parishhealthcare.com to learn more.
Knock, knock, Capital One Bank guy.
Wow, Charles Barkley?
I just moved into the neighborhood. Can I borrow some Wi-Fi?
Yeah, sure, Chuck. That's what the Capital One Cafe is here for. Open 7 days a week at most locations.
Oh, can I use your ATM? My dog walker only takes cash.
Anything for a neighbor.
Can I try the catchphrase?
Sure, take it for a spin.
There's no fees or minimums on Capital One checking accounts.
Nice, Chuck. I'll take it from here. Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Visit CapitalOne.com/bankguide for details. Capital One and member FDIC.
Insured by NCUA. Equal Opportunity Lender.
I'm Celeste Edmonds, Director of the Christmas Box International. Thank you, Utah, for giving so much to help our most vulnerable children. Children who have been abused, neglected, and trafficked. I was one of those kids, and you have no idea how much it meant to me that someone like you cared. The Christmas Box House helps children 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And right now, our kiddos could really use new tennis shoes and Visa gift cards. If you'd like to help, please go to thechristmasbox.org or Google us. Thank you.
Best Friends Animal Society is working to ensure that every dog and cat in the country has a safe place to call home. Home. Just like Superman, you can use your power for good. Join us. Visit bestfriends.org to adopt an out-of-this-world pet near you. Together, we will save them all.
The first ever home game played in March. The in this franchise's history. Opening night here at the ballpark at America First Square. Yolmer Sanchez, the number 9 hitter, leads things off. He's down 2-0 against the River Cats, who played at a pair in the top half. It'll be Sanchez, Moore, and Rada. Third inning of work here for Seth Lonsway. Lonsway gave up a walk and a hit in the first, retired the Bees in order in the second. Sanchez 1 for 3 on Sunday. Flies one down the right field line, foul. And it's 0-2. 2 for 6, drove in a run against the Aviators over the weekend. He batted .325 last season against the River Cats. And the Salt Lake Bees, who were 36-39 in this building last year. 0-2. In the dirt, bounces away from the catcher, Rodriguez. 17 returners for the Salt Lake Bees. And this guy is a terrific veteran. No player is known for having better influence in a clubhouse than Yolmer Sanchez. And he takes high. The former manager of the Bees, Keith Johnson, talked a lot about how much he learned from Yolmer Sanchez. Even gave a story about an interaction where Yolmer brought something to his attention and allowed him to know how something was affecting the clubhouse, and it really reset some of the focus for KJ. And props to KJ for responding so well to it, but he just said Yolmer has a way to affect younger players. A Sunday hopper to third here on a Tuesday evening in daybreak, and Kennedy with the toss across in time. 1 down. It'll bring up Christian Moore. But Yolmer Sanchez told me, he said, I wish when I was young and in this game, I could have had somebody that would just kind of be in my ear every now and again with just subtle comments and subtle moments of confidence and instruction and coaching. And he definitely has the presence, and you can feel the respect he has from his teammates. Christian Moore takes low for a ball. Christian Moore grounded out to short back in the first. Now he grounds on 2 hops to short here in the third. Gavello back by the grass. Strong throw to first in time. 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring up Nelson Rada. And Rada, who walked back in the first inning. The number 4 prospect in the Angel system. The number 1 position player. To mention when he joined the Bees last year, things really started to turn in a positive way for the team collectively. He batted .323 with this squad over August and September. He was 4th in stolen bases, 5th in hits. Quietly, he was 6th in walks. Here's the 0-1. Ground ball sharply hit, right side, backhand stop, Furman, fumble, doesn't have a play, and Rada is aboard. Well, Furman, if he's able to get it cleanly, certainly has time. He ranged over there, went with the backhand, and just was not able to stab it. And then when he got it to the bare hand, he had no play. So E4, Rada aboard again. And here's Vaughn Grissom. He has the only hit in this game for the Bees, as it was an infield single back in the first. Rada sidestepping to his lead at first base. Lonsway takes a look at him and now throws over there. And he's back. Vaughn Grissom, who grew up with Tigers outfielder Riley Green. They were high school teammates, played against each other in Little League. Oven mitt on that left hand for Rada. Comes the first pitch to Vaughn Grissom. Instead, another throw over. And that's now 2. 2-0 Sacramento, bottom of the third. Lonsway deals. Heavy cut from Grissom, but he came up empty. I mentioned his childhood friend Riley Green, a guy that has made the past 2 All-Star games, a Silver Slugger last year. Also became the first player in Major League history to hit 2 home runs in the 9th inning.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with a Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Athletic. LPGA's next-gen stars vying for glory on a course that's as stunning as it is challenging. The Copper Rock Championships Epson Tour, May 14th through 16th. Come for the game. Stay for the journey. Copper Rock. Born to be played.
Spina bifida is a common birth defect, and everyone with spina bifida from childhood through adulthood deserves to flourish. The Spina Bifida Association is creating a future where this is more than just possible. It's inevitable. We're advancing clinical care and shaping innovative research. With your help, we'll build the future that people with spina bifida deserve. Join us at SBAA.org. That's SBAA.org. This message is sponsored by the Spina Bifida Association of America.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
Sundays, they're for brunch and baseball. Get your ticket and a full brunch spread for just $48. Join us on Sundays right here during home games in April and May for the perfect spring morning at the ballpark. Tickets, get them at slbs.com. Now, I've had a number of friends who've taken advantage of this opportunity, this brunch at the ballpark. I've never been able to actually go over there and enjoy it. We're working, we're busy. But I have never heard a bad review with the Sunday brunch here at the ballpark. I've had some family and friends go enjoy it as Holton leads off. This top of the fourth takes a strike. Brett Carey finished off the third, and he'll start off the fourth inning. But especially if you have a great occasion, maybe a big anniversary or a birthday, line drive, left field, base hit. Jake Holton with his first knock of the night. A leadoff single here in the top of the fourth. But whether it's a special occasion or not, take advantage of brunch at the ballpark. It's a great time of the day. Good vibes and good times during those Sunday day games here at the ballpark at America First Square. The brunch, which is a wonderful tradition, carried over from what we did at Smith's Ballpark. Nate Furman singled back in the second. Sacramento leads 2-0, top four. Righty on lefty matchup. The first pitch misses up and in, ball one. Nate Furman, guy, as I mentioned before, had such a great season last year that was cut short, but was credited for his strike zone discipline in this Giant system, rated the best. As the pitch is up, 2 balls and no strikes, but also Nate Furman grew up a Philly fan. Actually saw them play at the Vet. It was a really, really big part of his childhood. One of those experiences he never forgot. Pitch is low. He holds up. Check swing. No, he didn't. And the count is 3-0. Took a look at the replay. He got it right. Josiah Shepard behind the dish. Casey James, the first base umpire. Caleb Martin is at third. 3-0 pitch taking all the way at the knees for a strike. The guy in Furman, after his first season in professional ball, he's with Cleveland. Furman made some swing adjustments at the recommendation of some coaches in the Guardian system. The 3-1's down and in, ball four. First and second, nobody out. And when they were looking at different swings, for example, one of the swings they landed on was on that of fellow Giants teammate Will Brennan, who was rising through the Cleveland system at the time. So that was actually a big part of the growth for Nate Furman. Holton at second, Furman at first. Trouble looming in the fourth. 2 on, nobody out. Here's Thomas Gavello. First pitch swinging off the net behind home plate. 0-1. Gavello 1 for 8 so far this season. Sacramento played it a pair in the top of the third inning on a couple of two-out knocks. Now they have ducks on the pond with nobody out. The lefty Gavello watches as it pumps in there for a strike, 0-2. And the Salt Lake Bees, who had that rough trip to Las Vegas, they're trying to shake that off here, and playing from behind is certainly something they don't want to do. They had some really tough losses as the 0-2 in the dirt, check swing. Yes, he did. Strike three. First base occupied, and Gavello is down. 2 strikeouts on the day for Gavello. Second strikeout in this performance for Brett Carey. 1 out, 2 on, and it brings up Will Brennan. Brennan 1 for 2. He led off that third inning with a single, and it looked like it was going to go for nothing, and suddenly the River Cats responded with a couple of big hits, and that's why they're up 2-0. Brennan takes outside for a ball, and I mentioned it was Brennan's swing that the Guardians patterned Furman's swing after, and they help both of them continue to climb in the system, and before you know it, they're on the same team in AAA and now in a different organization. Brennan fouled off behind home plate, and it's 1-1. Well, you come out here to the ballpark, so many great nights to choose from. 74 games here at home early on in this season. Last year, we had almost perfect weather through April and May. Throw back to second. Back in head first slide, Jake Holden. Well, last year, we had just simply one rain delay. We didn't have any postponements. We didn't have anything washed out. 1-1. On the outside corner, a strike. And it's 1-2. 1 down. Top 4, 2-0 Sacramento. Holton, the runner at second. Furman, the runner at first. The pitch from Carey, and fouled it off of his leg. Will Brennan might need an extra second to walk that one off. Nice job by home plate umpire Josiah Shepard to take a few extra moments. Make sure Brennan's okay. Now, the Sacramento River Cats, one of those longtime rivals here of the Salt Lake Bees. It goes back to when the River Cats were an affiliate of the A's. Now they share a stadium with the A's. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Brett Carey with 3 strikeouts now. This one back-to-back, 2 out, 2 on. I'll ring up Jesus Rodriguez. Jesus Rodriguez, 0 for 2 so far tonight. Pair of flyouts, 1 to center, 1 to right field. First pitch, knee high, called strike. Nice frame, Rivero. 0-1. Neither team has challenged a pitch so far. Of course, that's been a big story after the first weekend in Major League Baseball, with the ABS system being involved at that level. That's lined high down the right field side. Now to play, headed for Souvenir City. Well, some people having to get out of the way of that one. It was coming in hot. And the count's 0-2. But the ABS system, nothing new here. It's been here for a few years now. Always one of those things that I enjoyed and thought improved the game. Of course, we've seen the reaction so far of all the different calls that are overturned and the way.
At Verbo, we understand that even the best of plans sometimes need a little support. So we plan for the plot twists. Every booking is automatically backed by our Verbo Care Guarantee, giving you confidence from the very start. Whenever you need help, it's ready. Before your stay, through the moments in between, and after your trip. Because a great trip starts with peace of mind. And maybe a good playlist. But we've got the peace of mind part covered.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
We all do it. You keep singing the wrong lyrics to a song, even though you know they're wrong. You stick with them.
So, what you're saying is, it's I love you, babe, and not lasagna, babe?
Reminds me of how people might be sticking with the wrong insurers. But switching to Geico can get you the right coverage for the right price.
Oh, man. This whole time, I thought Fire in My Heart was referencing the heartburn from the lasagna.
I hate to break it to you, mate.
It feels good to get it right. It feels good to Geico.
To Piper at lunch, and she had this, chicken fish patty thing.
Text CONVO to 51550 for weekly conversation starters, from silly to serious. And connect more with parenting.org from Boys Town.
Quench your thirst on Thursdays with Thirsty Thursdays coming your way right here at the ballpark at America First Square. $6 beer, $3 soda. That's on Thursday nights, including 2 days from now. So get your tickets at slbees.com. The Bees down 2-0 against the River Cats, and the new pitcher for Sacramento, Spencer Bivens. Guy in Bivens, who made his first career opening day roster last year, was the lone member of the Giants bullpen and one of 3 pitchers to remain on the active Major League Baseball roster all season long. Logan Webb, Robbie Ray were the other 2. He was a perfect 3 for 3 in save opportunities, including recording saves in each of the Giants' last 2 games of the season. Tied his career high with 54 appearances. He had 54 games between Major League Baseball and AAA back in 2024. Denzer Guzman leads it off. First pitch swinging, softly bounces to the third baseman Kennedy. Ranges to his left to get it and throws Guzman out. 1 pitch, 1 out. Well, a new manager for the Salt Lake Bees this year. It is Doug Davis. As manager Keith Johnson was promoted to being the third base coach with the Los Angeles Angels. And so a huge congratulations to him. And Doug Davis taking over. Another 900-game winner. A guy with a terrific story.
The catcher is challenging the call of ball.
Now we have a challenge on this first pitch to Matthew Lugo. And it's in there for a strike. So they'll hang on to the challenge, and the count moves to 0-2. Or 0-1. I was curious why the board had moved 0-2. Here's the pitch to Lugo. Top of the zone, a called strike. Now it is 0-2. But a guy in Doug Davis, a wealth of experience. He's had an outstanding career up to this point. Helped Round Rock get to the playoffs just a few seasons ago. Line drive, low, skipping back, picked by the third baseman Kennedy. The toss across is in time, and Kennedy busy here in this 4th inning. Retired Guzman, now Lugo, 2 up, 2 down. Here's Nico Cavadas. It's 2-0 Sacramento. Doug Davis, who played in the Angels organization under Joe Madden while he was with the Peoria Chiefs, and then again by Madden with the Midland Angels. Got his first call-up. He was in Cleveland during his Major League debut. Cavadas takes outside ball 1. Cavadas grounded out to first back in the 2nd inning. And after he got his call-up, it was a random injury, and he was asked if he had ever played third base. The answer was actually no, but he responded, oh, yeah, I can play third, because he just wanted to get out there on the field. And then before any of that, somebody was hit by a pitch, and you ended up with a benches clearing brawl. That was your welcome to Major League Baseball moment for Doug Davis. Cavadas lifts high and deep to right, screaming for Betty'sburg, and this ball is long gone. A Nico Nuke puts the Bees on the board. Here in the 4th inning, it's 2-1. Well, he homered 28 times last year, a career high. And you know Betty'sburg is going to be his favorite place to go. Now, when he turns and burns, it goes a long way. And he knew there was absolutely no doubt about this one. That was over the bricks and over the berm and over by those new apartment buildings, which are still being built. Siri takes a called strike. Well, here's soon with Nico's power. Fans sitting out there on that balcony better wear a glove because this guy has unbelievable power. Siri lifts high and deep to left field. That ball's headed over by the board, and it's off a bumble. Back to back. And the fireworks popping off. So are the bats. We're tied at 2. Well, the offense of the Bees have been quiet there for a little while. They hadn't had a hit since the third batter of the game offensively. And now all of a sudden, 2 up, 2 down. It was pretty quiet around here. Nico deep to right, Siri deep to left, and now this place is alive and well. Here's Sebastian Rivero. He takes for a called strike, 0-1. Doug Davis, the guy who was so excited about this opportunity. 0-1. Down and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Sammy Miller had asked him about his enthusiasm for opening day, and boy, you just saw him light right up. Talked about how that feeling just never goes away. He's right. Here's the 1-1. Rivero, high bouncer. Charging the shortstop, Gavello. He's got it. And the throw to first will end the inning. But the damage is done as well. Nico Cavadas turns on one to right field. That would put the Salt Lake Bees on the board. Jose Siri, after the Bees were on the board, decided to hit one off the board. We're tied at 2.
At University of Utah Health, we're mapping DNA to find the cause and the cure. Because 1 in a million is really just one. One person facing one incredibly difficult diagnosis. Looking for one thing: hope. Learn more at uofuhealth.org.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never, ever become a minivan mom. So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, no, it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey y'all, I'm Kelly Clarkson. Every American dreams of creating a better life for his or her family, but in some communities, those dreams face difficult challenges. When we come together to help those in need get the same opportunities as everyone else, we truly are making our country a better place to live for all of us. So look for volunteer opportunities in your community to help others achieve the American dream, all right? This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force.
Welcome to South Jordan, Siri. My goodness. It was a Jose Siri smash here in the South Jordan area. He ties the game 2-2. We're going to the top of the 5th inning. Siri has some quick conversations with the fans out there on Betty's Berm. Oh, this is an explosive lineup, and different parts of it can come alive at different times. And after a quiet moment there in that first, second, and third, the Bees with back-to-back homers have tied it. Softly dribbled up the first base side by Eldridge. Carey, in his third inning of work, pounces on it, throws him out. 1 down. Well, Brett Carey allowed the first 2 to reach back in the 4th inning. You could sense trouble. All of a sudden, back-to-back pop-ups. Got Rodriguez to line out to short. All tied up, 1 out, nobody on. Here's Buddy Kennedy. Buddy Kennedy takes a strike from Brett Carey. Kennedy 2 for 2 today. He started the scoring with an RBI double back in the 3rd. The 0-1. Flails and misses, no balls and 2 strikes. Clifton Lewis Kennedy III. This is his actual name, goes by Buddy. We have a producer on our staff who goes by Buddy. That's because we didn't want to confuse anybody with too many Bradys on the staff. 0-2. That's low, a ball and 2 strikes. 2 in the third inning for Sacramento, 2 for the Bees in the fourth. That's how we reached this point. Carry the 1-2 pitch. Downstairs, a head nod from Sebastian Rivero. That's where he wanted it. Brett Carey took over for Mitch Ferris, who got his first AAA start tonight. Check swing in the dirt. They appeal. He did not go. That is a correct call. Well, the Bees with this 6-gamer here, and then they take off for Reno. While we talk about the explosiveness of the lineup, some great young pitching on this staff as well. Here's the 3-2. Kennedy started after it, held up, ball 4, a 1-out walk. And Buddy Kennedy has reached 3 times tonight. Resetting the defensive alignment for the Bees, it is Lugo in left, Rada in center. Siri is in right field. Yolmer Sanchez is at third with Guzman at short, Christian Moore at second. Vaughn Grissom is at first base, Sebastian Rivero behind the dish. It is Brett Carey on the mound. Corners in, middle infielders tilted left in the dirt. And Rivero scoops that, calls time, and gets a new ball. In the bullpen right now for the Sacramento Rivercats, we have Wilkin Ramos, 6'6" righty from the Dominican Republic. Wonderful opening night crowd on hand tonight. We're curious what it might look like with the temperatures dropping down a bit. It has been a very warm winter around here. It has not been its usual cold winter, not as much snow. Unseasonably warm there throughout the November, December, January, February, even a lot of March. It was gorgeous around this place. Media day was fantastic. I actually forgot to wear sunscreen. This pitch is outside 3-0. You find yourself with a long sleeve early in the day and then short sleeves in the middle. Although today certainly felt more like the spring day we're used to seeing. Here's the 3-0. Barracoto taking all the way. It's a strike. Well, the last time Brett Carey faced the Rivercats, had a quality start against them and got the win. The Bees had more quality starts than any Pacific Coast League team. Carey was certainly a part of that. 3-1. Popped them up high behind home plate. It's going to go over everything. He had 2 other starts against them. One time he dominated them last year in June. 7 1/3, gave up just 1 run. We mentioned the strikeout numbers don't need to be high. He had 5 that day and got the win. And that was a great bounce back because in the earlier part of that series, Sacramento owned him. They chased him in the third inning. He gave up 8 runs. That's in the dirt, ball 4. On the move was Kennedy. So he'll be there no matter what. Back-to-back walks after Eldridge was retired. Traffic out there again for Brett Carey as Sebastian Rivero goes out to talk to him. Well, you were curious what year number 1 would look like here at this ballpark. Everybody was wondering what the response of the fans would be and, just how things would play out. Many times people wondered, how does the ballpark play? The wind was definitely a factor in April and May more than any other time in the year. Most times it either blew right to left or straight out of right field. But more than anything, fans that came out, they had a variety of different experiences, whether you're on the berm or sitting in one of the seats. It's on a premium seating that is available at this ballpark. Some of those seats behind home plate are closer to the plate than Brett Carey. That's how good they are. Here's a very dangerous Grant McCrae. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Takes outside for a ball. 2-2 ball game, top of the 5th. Home opener for the Salt Lake Bees. As the train makes its way out beyond the berm in right field. And the 1-0 snaps just above the knees for a strike. Hits 1-1. But it was great watching the fans come out, the big smiles that were on their faces, interacting with many of you when you come to the games. hearing the feedback as the year moved on. Here we are in year 2. The 1-1 over the outside corner, a strike. 1-2. Nice spot. Brett Carey.
Matt is challenging the call a strike.
McCray did not like that. I thought it was a great spot. Home plate umpire Josiah Shepard thought it was a great spot, and so did the ABS system.
Call is confirmed. Sacramento loses his challenge.
So Sacramento down to 1 challenge. Brett Carey ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out, top 5, a 2-2 ball game. Carey rocks steady. From the chest, deals. In the dirt, blocked by Rivero. He'll lose the mask. And the runners return. But also this entire area put together with great entertainment options. That Megaplex, which was built last June. Unbelievable family entertainment from bowling, arcade games, the movies. I mean, it is a top-flight experience. It's fouled to the left side, 2-2. And also the amphitheater here at America First Square. Great concerts that took place last summer and fall. Some of those nights were just unbeatable. Just such a great setting. Downtown Daybreak has been a lot of fun since the Bees have arrived. And the players and coaches certainly love this area. It's fought off down the left field line. It'll go foul and out of play. Over into those angled seats. Count stays at 2-2. Good battle here between Brett Carey and Grant McCray. Taylor Saucedo getting loose right now in the pen for the Bees. Comes the 2-2 pitch. McCray fouls it off of Rivero. Rivero punches into his glove as he wasn't able to squeeze it. We'll do it again. Jake Holton on deck. He's 1 for 2. Corners in. Pitch is high, and the count is now full. Signals being given right now by third base coach and fundamentals coach Holbert Cabrera in the third base coach's box. Count full, first and second, 1 down. McCray lines it out to left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Rounding third is Kennedy. He's getting the windmill. The throw's going to go into third. It's an RBI single for Grant McCray, and the River Cats are back in front. It's 3-2. Well, what a great battle by McCray. He loses a challenge. He's down in the count. Fouled a few pitches off, stayed alive, worked the count full, and just lined one the other way. So Barracoto now at second, McCray at first. The River Cats back in the lead, and here's Jake Holton, who set a career high in homers and doubles last year. Outside corner, a called strike. He was in the Tigers system. He was tied for second in extra base hits there in the league. The Eastern League officially. They're in Erie, the 0-1. Ground ball sharply hit through the whole right side, base hit. Rounding third on the play as Barracoto headed home. Throw to the plate by Siri, cut off. In to score is going to be Barracoto. Going first to third, Grant McCray. And the River Cats have played it a pair in this 5th inning. They lead 4-2. Well, you saw McCray go the other way on a rope. And Holton goes the other way. A hard hit ground ball. It finds that hole. And that'll be all for Brett Carey, although responsible for both runners out there on the base paths. Saucedo is coming in. The Bees erased a 2-run deficit earlier. They're down 2 again. 4-2 River Cats here in the top of the 5th on the KSL Sports Zone.
Okay, I've got to tell you about something that honestly surprised me. I went down to Peach Doors and Windows to check out their showroom, and these are not your big box store doors. We're talking solid core, reinforced, high security doors that look like they belong on $1 million home. And here's what hit me. Most break-ins don't happen through windows. They happen through the front door. And a lot of doors, they're basically decorative cardboard with a handle. Peach installs doors that are built to take a beating. Heavy-duty hardware, reinforced frames, real security, but they still look absolutely stunning. Whether you're building $1 million home or you just want yours to look like one, your front door is the first impression and the first line of defense. Do yourself a favor. Go see their showroom. Feel the difference. Visit peachdoorsandwindows.com or stop by their showroom today. Upgrade the door. Upgrade the home. Simple
Take
as
your
that.
golf game to the next level. Introducing the Rev Tour, a new competitive league for amateur golfers of all skill levels. It's fair, competitive, flighted league play built for everyone who loves the game. Starting with leagues in northern and southern Utah. Then local regionals advance to Las Vegas for 2026 to punch your ticket to the Nationals. All regional winners will be able to play at Pebble Beach with deep discounts. Sign up now at golfrevtour.com and get $50 off April using promo code REV1280. Golfrevtour.com, promo code REV1280.
Taylor Saucedo in now for the Salt Lake Bees. Third pitcher employed. He takes over for Brett Carey. As Carey responsible for runners at the corners. 4-2 the score. Back-to-back RBI singles for Grant McCray and Jake Holton has helped put Sacramento back in front. And Saucedo returning to the Pacific Coast League for the fourth straight season after spending the previous 3 with Tacoma, where he made 28 appearances on the mound for the Rainiers since 2023. Kid that was born in Honolulu, Hawaii. Furman squares to bunt, drops it down. Rivero's going to get it, but has only played a first. Coming in to score from third is McCray. And so the Bees get an out. And the River Cats get another run. Furman drops one down. He's retired. McCray scores, and Holton moves up to second. 5-2 River Cats. And Saucedo, as that run is scored, but it is charged to Brett Carey. His night's still not done because Holton is at second. 9-hitter in the order, Thomas Gavello struck out twice tonight. Saucedo deals. Starting after it was Gavello, takes at the knees for a strike. Saucedo had one appearance against the Aviators this past weekend, 1 2/3 innings. Gave up a hit, 1 earned run. Walked 4, struck out 1. This ball softly grounded over to the first baseman, Grissom. He has it and wins the race 5 steps to the bag.
At Parrish Healthcare, we believe heart health is life. That's why our cardiovascular team is here for you. From prevention and early diagnosis to advanced treatment and recovery, we provide expert care for heart, lung, and vascular conditions right here in Brevard County. Our team brings together specialists across cardiology, pulmonology, emergency medicine, neurology, and radiology, working as one to deliver proven quality and safety at every step. Visit parishhealthcare.com to learn more.
I'm here on the job site with Dale, who's a framing contractor.
Hey, good morning.
Dale traded up to Geico Commercial Auto Insurance for all his business vehicles. We're here where he needs us most.
Yep, they sure are.
We make it easy for him to save on all his insurance needs, all in one place, with coverage that fits his business and bottom line. Oh, I shouldn't have looked down.
It's all right.
We're so far up here.
Look at me. Take a deep breath.
Oh, I'm good. So good.
Get a commercial auto insurance quote today at geico.com and see how much you could save. It feels good to Geico.
You think you might not be the perfect match? There are shelters and rescue organizations full of folks ready to help find the right pet for you. Visit your local shelter or check out online rescue groups today. You never know. Your new best friend might be waiting for you. This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force.
You know the national parks, but you may not know that they're supported by a strong foundation. A foundation for the future. We are the National Park Foundation. And together with your support, we are building a bold future where national parks are vibrant, protected, and welcoming. Today, tomorrow, forever. Learn more at nationalparks.org/foundation.
97.5 KZNS FM Colville, 1280 KZNS AM Salt Lake City, and KSL FM HD2 Salt Lake City Midvale. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Here after that weekend series against El Paso. Ramos split the season between AA Altoona and AAA Indianapolis. That was his second stint in the Pirates organization. And for a guy in Ramos, still fighting for his first ever Major League appearance. He's been knocking on the door now for a few years. First pitch at the knees for a strike as he made it to the AAA level. There was Syracuse and the Mets organization before that. Last year, 1-2 with a 6.60 ERA in Indianapolis. Yolmer Sanchez down on the count, 0-2. He grounded out to third back in the third inning. Ramos from the belt. High kick, fire, swing and a miss, strike three. And there's one down here in the fifth. Well, don't forget about the Bees Team Store right there online or here at the ballpark. They have everything you need to rep your favorite local baseball team. You'll also find the Utah Dirty Sodas gear, minor league baseball's hottest alternate identity. So head to thebeesteamstore.com and load up. And if you need it, they've got it. And if you don't need it, they've got it. So go get it at the Bees Team Store. Top of the order, one out, Christian Moore. Takes a called strike. Moore 0 for 2, a pair of groundouts to short. Spencer Bivens' night is done after he took over for Lonsway. In that fourth inning, retired the first two, and then Cavadas and Siri went back-to-back to tie this thing up. And the River Cats played at 3 in the top of the fifth. 1-1 drops in there for a strike, 1-2. Remember, Bivens, 1 inning of work, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned. Gave up a pair of homers. Lonsway looked nice through those 3 innings of work. Gave up just a hit and walked 1. Kept it quiet around here. Christian Moore takes at the knees, called strike 3, and he was tapping his helmet before Josiah Shepard even started the punch out. Yeah, everybody looks at the video board. It was just low. Crowd cheering, and the count is 2-2. Now, I have said this plenty of times before in previous years, and I'm going to say it again. The ABS system, while this is a great way to keep the at-bat alive here for Christian Moore, as he fouls that off, a screamer off the facing of the Sweets and back out onto the field. Count stays at 2-2. While it's been at this level, we've had a chance to watch over 300 or 400 games with this system in place. To me, it has been revealing how good these umpires actually are. Most of the misses that I've had a chance to watch are like that one right there. 0.3 inches. The ball is dropping down the way it is. You can see why Josiah Shepard thought it was a strike. It's the 2-2. Down and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Being a home plate umpire is no easy task. You're dealing with an obstructed view, depth perception, imaginary zone. 3-2. To the first base side and through the hole, a base knock. Christian Moore, 1-out single, his first hit of the game. He's aboard now for Nelson Rada. Boy, that's where that challenge just comes through in such a big way. That one just out of the reach of Furman there at second base. But that's why you love the ABS system. Players can go to it. It just changed everything right there, and the entire complexion of the inning can be different. 5-2 River Cats. Bottom of the 5th inning. Ramos' first pitch to Rada, and it's outside for a ball. But most of the misses are oh so close. And it's usually right around 50-50 on how often the player is correct and how often the umpire is correct. Here comes the 1-0. First to throw over there, gets away from Eldridge. It heads over to the tarp. On the move is Moore. He'll turn around second. He's going to go for third. Long throw, Eldridge, head first slide. He's there. Great hustle by Christian Moore and an excellent read. He gets to second base and he starts to turn and check the rearview mirror. And hopefully he's okay as he's trying to shake off that right hand. I don't know if he was stepped on or if he landed on it awkwardly, but he checks and makes absolutely certain he can get there. And now a timing violation against Rada. And so this is going to be a strike. Moore's at third. Corners in. Pitch away. Now playing back at first base is Eldridge. River Cats 5, Bees 2. Wind blowing right to left. Count now at 3-1. Nelson Rada reached with a walk back in the first. Reached after an error in the third. Rada down the left field line. Long way to go. Barracoto deep to the corner. At the wall. It's off the base of the wall. Walking home from third is Moore. Hustling into second is Rada. RBI double Nelson Rada. It's 5-3. Well, off the bat, it felt like it was going to be deep. It certainly didn't feel like it was going to get out. And Barracoto had a ways to go, but he thought that was going to go deeper to the corner. He gets turned around a bit, and a hit towards the bottom of the wall. And so the Bees catch a bit of a break there, because if he reads that better, he makes the catch. More scores anyway. But now, one out and a runner in scoring position. And the Bees have cut this to a 2-run deficit. Here's Vaughn Grissom. Well, and look at what sparked this entire thing. It was a successful challenge from Christian Moore. That's why the ABS system is valuable. Not because the umpires are incompetent. That's not the case. It's because 0.3 inches can make all the difference in the world on how an inning can develop. It was not a bad miss by Josiah Shepard. It was a successful challenge from Christian Moore. Vaughn Grissom 1 for 2 tonight. Open stance right side. Started after it. Held up. Did he go? He did not. 1-0. Speed at second. Some power in that box with Grissom. Grissom clubs it. High bouncer towards the second baseman Furman. He has to charge. Gets rid of it to first in time. Moving over to third is Rada. 2 out, runner at third. Reset the defensive alignment. Barracoto is in left. McCray is in center with Brennan in right. Buddy Kennedy at third. Cavello at short. Furman at second base. Bryce Eldridge is over there at first. Jesus Rodriguez behind the dish. And Wilkin Ramos on the mound. Pitch low, ball 1. It's Denzer Guzman. Will hit one deep to right field back in the first inning. The ballpark held it. What a season for him last year. Made his major league debut. Guzman takes a heavy cut but comes up empty. It's 1-1. The player of the month in July there in the Southern League with Rocket City. Then jumped right here into this ballpark. Picked up right where he left off and electrified this crowd. 1-1. It's another heavy cut but comes up empty. 1-2. 5 for Sacramento, 3 for the Bees. Bottom of the 5th inning. Opening night here at the ballpark at America First Square in its second year. Guzman ready. Rodriguez the target. And the 1-2 nearly got away from Rodriguez. Nice backhand stop. We mentioned how good the Bees were over that huge span of time. Guzman was a big part of that. The runner over there at third, Rada right now. The pitching staff all came together. You started to get a glimpse of what it looks like when the young talent in this organization, they all put it together. And they did for a big chunk of time. They're hoping to start that way this year, although right now looking for their first win of the year. Guzman, high one bouncer to the third baseman Kennedy. He settles. Low throw. Nice pick by Eldridge. And the inning is done. But the Bees do get a run. As Christian Moore was off and running after the error.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
No payments for 90 days, and that means getting more mileage out of every cent you spend. So make your money move. Head to AmericaFirst.com to apply for pre-approval of your low-rate auto loan today. Eligibility, terms, conditions, and creditworthiness apply. Subject to change. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal opportunity lender.
I'm author Richard Paul Evans, founder of the Christmas Box International. Thank you, Utah, for giving so much to help our most vulnerable children. Kids who have been abused, neglected, and trafficked. But the Christmas Box House isn't just for Christmas. We help children 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And your help makes that possible. Right now, our kids could really use new tennis shoes and Visa gift cards. If you'd like to help, please go to thechristmasbox.org or Google us. Thank you.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways and quiet neighborhood streets. It's more likely to kill you than a shark and more terrifying than the biggest snake. Distracted driving claims lives every day. Every notification, swipe, social post, video, or selfie while driving risks your life. So while you might think public speaking or the zombie apocalypse is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Well, they're singing along here tonight at the ballpark in America First Squares. Temperature starts to dip down a little bit more. But good vibes and good times in this ballpark continue. 5-3, Sacramento on top of the order, top of the sixth. First pitch swinging, Brennan sends it out into center field. Rada with the call on the catch for out number one. Now the first base side, they sing as loud as they can and in unison. And they go against the third base side. And more times than not, the third base side just always, they'll outdo them. I don't know if first base side just isn't ready. I don't know if the third base fans just know the songs better, but almost every time it ends up happening. It's down the right field line foul. And Sammy Miller, our MC, who's on the first base side during that, she tries to coach him up and pump him up. And, once again, they just did not bring it. Third base side was able to show them up. But when they all sang together at the end, it sounded great. That's added out to left center field. On the move, Rada. It's going to get down on a bounce. One out single, Jesus Rodriguez. He was 0 for 3 before that. Let's head on over to Sammy Miller.
Tony, there is truly nothing like opening day. And earlier at batting practice, there was a different buzz in the air. And right now in the dugout, they are also locked in. Being down 0-3, no one really wants to start off the season like that, so they are bound determined. Whether it's the pitchers on the mound or the hitters are constantly going over notes of what they're seeing from the opposing side. So, of course, they want to get the win. No one wants to lose on opening night, and they're locked and loaded, Tony.
Well, you're right. And Sammy, you and I talked about this, before the game. It'd be one thing, if this roster, we weren't quite sure, or guys were unproven. There's no doubt that this lineup and this group, they have the talent to play at a very high level. And we've seen it, obviously, in spurts and moments. And just curious to see, when they can break out. Because Las Vegas didn't go well, but I think tonight you're starting to see those moments where the explosive home runs happen and some of the young explosive talent with this group. The pitch is fly down the left field side. Drifting back on it, Lugo. And Lugo will make the catch. Returning back to first base is Rodriguez. But, Sammy, as you've kind of evaluated a lot of the guys coming back, who are some of the young players that you were most excited to see after being around them so much last year, seeing them in spring training, and now seeing them here in the early season?
Tony, it was definitely Denzer Guzman for me. I mean, he's electric.
He is.
Every single time he's fast, but also Nelson Rod. I mean, we saw a few ABs ago. I thought that ball might have been going out, but those two, we like to call them the Wonder Twins, Tony.
Well, and to your point, last year you and I had a chance to watch them up close. They joined this team. This group took off, and then you add some good power to the lineup. Obviously Cavadas was here last year, but you end up with Trey Mancini, who isn't in the lineup tonight, but there's other guys like Lugo, who is back, Siri, obviously, who has some pop, and you can sense that this can be that lineup that can be very dangerous 1 through 9. And so that's what I think most of us have been excited to see here this year. Here comes the 0-1 to Buddy Kennedy. Started after it, clipped it foul. But you've also, Sammy, had a great look at the culture and the vibe night to night. You saw that last year when this team obviously went through some tough times and then they bounced back. How do you really put into words the influence of Yolmer Sanchez and his impact?
It's unbelievable. To be blunt, I think he was a big reason why they did end up finding success towards the middle and end of the season. It's because guys like that, they've experienced season after season of a lot of losses and a lot of wins. So when you have someone that is there to hug you when you need one, but also show some tough love as well and say, hey, we need to lock in. And that's really someone, also Sebastian Rivera. We've said so many times, he is a heart of gold. He is an incredible human being, A, but B, he is one amazing catcher as well.
Yeah, he keeps it light and loose. And I think to your point, to keep it blunt, as you were saying, Yolmer Sanchez isn't going to lie to you. I think he could be a great coach someday in this game. Coach, manager, I think he should go into it. You obviously grew up with brothers and a dad who've been in the coaching world. Do you sense and feel a lot of that same personality from him?
Oh, 100%. And he has the personality for it, too. He would be phenomenal in the manager role.
2-2 the count, 5-3 the score. Sacramento in the lead. A little dribbler over to the first base side, coming over to get it. Grissom underhands over to Saucedo, and they can't get him. That ball had some weird anglish on it, and as Grissom was trying to get it to Saucedo, they had a tough angle. It is an infield hit and correctly ruled. That was awkward looking coming off of the bat. That ball had a ton of spin. Nice barehand grab and a bang play at first. That is so close. As Casey James was sitting over the top of it. This is one of those where if you ended up with the zoom-in camera, you probably still couldn't make up your mind. Very close play and a very tough play to make. As Grissom was coming over there, he had so far to go over to get it, and then Saucedo hustled to cover, and Saucedo makes a great play with the bare hand. We have another look at this. I think he may have just barely beat it. He did. What a great call by Casey James. James also, I'm going to credit him, he's in position, stays locked in, had his eyes in the right spot, and most importantly, Casey James did not make the call too soon. As most missed calls, that's how it happens. Barracoto. It's on the outside corner for a strike. And had he missed that call, I wouldn't have been harsh on him at all. That was as close as it gets. So 2 out, 2 on. Sacramento up by 2. Barracoto takes in the dirt. And for Buddy Kennedy over there at first, he is 3 for 3 with a double, a run batted in, and he has reached 4 times. The lead at second, Rodriguez. Lead at first, Kennedy.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
World-class amenities, providing that perfect pairing of golf and unforgettable outdoor experiences. Come for the golf. Stay for the adventure. Copper Rock, born to be played.
Spina bifida is a common birth defect, and everyone with spina bifida from childhood through adulthood deserves to flourish. The Spina Bifida Association is creating a future where this is more than just possible. It's inevitable. We're advancing clinical care and shaping innovative research. With your help, we'll build the future that people with spina bifida deserve. Join us at SBAA.org. That's SBAA.org. This message is sponsored by the Spina Bifida Association of America.
Every child deserves to feel safe, seen, heard, and loved. At the Children's Center Utah, they help make that possible. For more than 60 years, their expert team has provided life-changing mental health care for young children and their families. And now, the Children's Center Utah is expanding, bringing hope and healing to even more communities across the state. Visit childrencenterutah.org to learn, give, or get involved. The Children's Center Utah, where hope and healing happen.
Well, if you want to be a Bees fan insider, join the Hive for all Bees happenings and special offers now. For a limited time, you'll receive a free Bees game ticket when you sign up. You can sign up at slbees.com under the heading Bees Newsletter. And follow us on all forms of social media. Check that out at Salt Lake Bees. That's where you want to go to stay connected with Bees baseball. Find out the latest with interviews with Sammy Miller, all of that and more. Matthew Lugo takes for ball one. Great videos that are a part of that. And you may even be able to win tickets, gear, prizes, and more, including what we have with the Utah Dirty Sodas tomorrow night. Lugo takes at the knees for a strike, 1-1. Sacramento 5, Salt Lake 3. Bottom of the sixth inning, game one of this six-game set. Matthew Lugo 0 for 2 tonight. Started after it slightly and held up. The count is 2-1. Lugo over towards second base, ranging over Furman from the edge of the grass, throws to first in time. One out. Brings up Nico Cavadas. This place was really quiet for the first almost 4 innings, and then Nico Cavadas decided to light up the night. Hit it over the bricks beyond Betty's berm over by the flagpoles. Put the Bees on the board. They would eventually tie it. But they trail once again, and they're for a strike. Nico Cavadas, who grew up a big fan of the Irish of Notre Dame. It was his dream to go there. He would go to football games and baseball games. He watched Jeff Samardzija play both. One is low, and it's a ball and a strike. He's still a big fan of the Irish. He would eventually play there, live out his dream. Had some really big moments. Obviously, the NCAA tournament. Comes the 1-1 on the outside corner for a strike. He hasn't been as excited when I bring up Michigan in the Final Four. It's not really his cup of tea. But he does listen to me talk about it. 1-2, bounces foul. And he loves his Chicago Bears. We do share that. He went to 4 games last year. He was so fired up about them. Makes the drive over from Indiana. Grew up just right outside of South Bend. This is hard hit to the right side. Backhand stop. Eldridge turns and underhands to Ramos covering. 2 up, 2 down. Jose Siri, 1 for 2 with a solo home run. He tied the game. Well, this place was rocking. Cavadas smashed one deep to right. Siri went to left. Jose Siri, 5 years in the bigs. He was with the Mets last year. The Rays before that started with the Astros at the knees for a strike. He was on that Astros team that won the World Series at the beginning of the year in 2022. He was on the team at the start, not when they took it. It goes the opposite way and fouls it off 0-2. Siri, the former Billings Mustang in the Pioneer League. An explosive talent. Love following his career. He's one of those guys you're like, I'm glad he's on this team. And as Sammy was talking about a lot of the talent that can be in this lineup, this guy is batting in the 7 spot tonight. 0-2. Hit hard off the facing of the Bees dugout. We'll do it again at no balls and 2 strikes. 5 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for Sacramento. 3 runs, 5 hits, and no errors for the Bees. The River Cats took 2 out of 3 against El Paso. The Bees still looking for their first win of the year. And right now, Eldridge had to return to his spot because that ball was loose after it was foul. So he tracked it down. We'll resume play. Here comes the 0-2. Siri softly bounces down the third base line. It's just foul. As Kennedy was ranging over there. Trent Harris getting loose right now in the bullpen for Sacramento. Bees with 2 in the 4th and 1 in the 5th. Sacramento with 2 in the 3rd and 3 in the 5th. The earliest we've ever had a home game professionally in the state of Utah. We were supposed to play March 31st a few years ago, but it actually rained out. We're going to have a doubleheader. 1-2, lifted deep down the left field side, heading over Barracoto. He can't get there. Has to play it on a bounce. Siri a wide turnaround first. He'll hold up there, and he keeps the inning alive. So Siri 2 for 3 tonight. A great battle here with 2 down. Now here comes Sebastian Rivero. Rivera looking for his first hit of the season. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Siri taking off all the gear. Ramos set and ready. Seabass takes a called strike, 0-1. Sebastian Rivero. Well, the name Sebastian is very personal to the entire family. His son is Sebastian Rivero III. This is grounded right to Eldridge at first. He'll take it a couple steps to the bag, and the inning is done. No runs hit, no errors, 1 left. We've played 6. It's 5-3 River Cats on KMYU.
Life is busy and honestly, sometimes a little chaotic. Between work, school drop-offs, sports, and everything in between, some days feel completely upside down. Dinner used to be one of the hardest parts of my day. Now, it's the easiest. When life feels upside down, Beehive Meals helps keep me grounded with home-cooked freezer meals that are ready when I am. No planning, no scrambling, just real food my family loves. Head to beehivemeals.com and stock your freezer with your solution to easy, delicious dinners and a little peace of mind.
Hi, I'm your kid's old jeans. I've been in the drawer for a while and really missed the playground. You should swing by Goodwill and drop me off. Donating me helps Goodwill's mission to provide career training and support services right here in the community. Plus, I can get back into the game. Donate today. Tag, you're it.
To find your nearest Goodwill locations and to learn more about our mission, please visit goodwill.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel angry or depressed most of the time? Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel that if the drinker loved you, she or he would stop drinking?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Not everyone trapped by alcohol is an alcoholic.
Families and friends are suffering too. Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
Left-hander Sammy Natera Jr. on the mound for the Salt Lake Bees. Salt Lake trails 5-3. We head to the 7th inning. Natera, the 4th pitcher employed for Salt Lake. Saucedo's night is done. 1 2/3 innings. Gave up a pair of hits, and that's it. As he leaves with the Bees still trailing by 2, Natera, who led all Trash Panda pitchers with 68 strikeouts and 8 saves on the year. He's still trying to manicure some of the dirt there on his landing spot. Grant McCray is going to lead off the top of the 7th inning. McCray, an RBI single back in the 5th. And then he would eventually come around to score. He was the 5th run. Is why they're up by the score of 5-3. Natera, his April really set the tone last year. 9 1/3 innings, had an ERA of .96 with 20 Ks. Ahead in the count, 0-2. He had a lot of business-like outings last year out of the pen with the Bees. Big smile on his face, off the field, but he is all business when he gets out there. Here's the 0-2 pitch. McCray swings and misses, strike 3. He's down on strikes for the 2nd time tonight. For Salt Lake pitchers, that is punch-out number 8. Well, make sure to bring your best friend to the ballpark. Coming up this season, check out all those dates that are there. 6 of them to choose from with Bark in the Park. You get a human ticket, you get a dog ticket, and a Bees-branded bandana. Make sure to give that to your dog, too. Great treats and great entertainment and fun. Bark in the Park, it has been a blast. 2 years ago in the final year at Smith's Ballpark, last year here, and it will be once again here at the ballpark at America First Square. Holton takes a strike, 1-1. Holton tonight 2 for 3, an RBI single back in the 5th inning. Boy, my dog loves this place more than any place. 1-1. Grounded foul past the third base coach's box, and it's 1-2. Well, Jake Holton, who plays for the AAA affiliate of the Giants, he grew up a big Giants fan. Went to Game 2 of the 2010 World Series. The Giants beat the Rangers 9-0 that night. Andy Hawkins, member of the Bees coaching staff, as a pitching coach, he was the bullpen coach from that Rangers team. 1-2 inside, and it's 2-2. That had to have been great as a kid, as a Giants fan, in those 5 years where they won 3 World Series. They won their first one since moving to San Francisco back there in 2010. This pitch is high for a ball, 3-2. That 2012 year was really special for them. They were facing elimination 3 consecutive games in the LDS, 3 consecutive games in the LCS, and then handle business in the World Series. Swing and a miss, strike 3 when they swept Detroit. Holton down on strikes. Back-to-back Ks here for Sammy Natera. 2 out, nobody on. 5-3 River Cats. Nate Furman will lay down a bunt to bring in a run back in that 5th inning. Here's the first pitch. Furman takes for ball 1. But you love to connect with these guys because you find out when they fell in love with the game, which is usually when they were pretty young, but also who their favorite player was, some of their favorite baseball memories as a fan. That's a strike. Before they became, professional baseball players, Major League Baseball players, they were fans of the game, fans of a team. They're in the backyard trying to swing just like their hero. And just like anybody else. 1-1. That's outside, 2-1. Andre Dawson was my guy, and I didn't quite become as tall, nearly as talented. We don't need to get into that, but I did wear number 8, and I played for the Cubs in Little League. Pitch is high, and it's 3 balls and a strike. And for Furman, he was a Philly fan in that way. We had fond memories as well. They won the World Series in 2008. And they were always right up there. They're in the World Series in 2009. 3-1. That's high, ball 4. So 2-out walk to Nate Furman. I'll bring up Thomas Gavello. Gavello 0 for 3, a pair of strikeouts, grounded it out to first. For the Bees pitchers tonight, they have walked 4 hitters. Throw over to first and back in. Standing up is Furman. And the Sacramento River Cats still looking for their first home run of the season. They're the only team in the PCL without a home run. Counts 1-0. And I mentioned this before, even though they did not end up with a home run, they still won 2 out of 3 against El Paso. And they're ahead here tonight. Pitches outside. Rivero taking a look over there at first. And Furman returns. 5 years in a row without being in the postseason for Sacramento. Salt Lake, they haven't been there since 2013. That was a really special team. 2-0. Started after it. It was in the zone. 2 balls and a strike. And the 2013 team for the Bees, when they turned it around, as it was a weekend in Sacramento in May of that year. They went on a tear. I want to say they won like 41 out of 60. 2-1. Fouled back, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the River Cats had a huge span of time when they were the A's affiliate, and then also some moments as the Giants affiliate. And they've been right up there, and obviously some explosive talent that's played at the major league level, and not just played there, but obviously they're wearing World Series rings and accomplishing big things individually and collectively. And that fan base there in Sacramento, they're fun to interact with. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Gavello fouls that one back. We'll do it again. These two teams, 24 games against one another last year. They split every series 3-3, 12-12 for the season. Some close games, some blowouts. And when the Bees were at their best against Sacramento, it was the pitching that controlled matters. Mild lead at first by Furman. Natera, the lefty, against Gavello, the lefty. Runner goes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The inning is done. A trio of punch-outs for Sammy Natera in the 7th. They're stretching here at the ballpark at America First Square. The Bees needing a rally, down 5-3 here on KMYU.
At University of Utah Health, we're mapping DNA to find the cause and the cure. Because 1 in a million is really just one. One person facing one incredibly difficult diagnosis. Looking for one thing. Hope. Learn more at uofuhealth.org.
Life doesn't pause when you're sick. Vaccines against respiratory illnesses can help protect you and give you more playtime with your best friend. Depending on age and health status, vaccinations for flu, COVID-19, RSV, or pneumococcal infection may be recommended. Vaccines can help keep you from having a rough time. Learn more at cveep.org/vaccines-protect. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and CVEEP, fighting infectious respiratory disease.
Every child deserves a fair shot at a bright future. That's why Save the Children Head Start administers Head Start programs in rural America. We leveled the playing field early, helping children start school strong, stay strong, and unlock their full potential. Because education is the best path out of poverty. Learn more at savethechildren.org/Head Start.
Fans finishing up the 7th inning stretch. A lot of energy here in this ballpark tonight, and for good reason. Opening night here at the ballpark at America First Square. The Bees have not led the entire evening. They want to break through in this bottom of the 7th. They trail 5-3. And for the Bees, it'll be the 9-1-2 hitters coming up. Sanchez, Moore, and Rada against Trent Harris, the 4th pitcher of the night for the River Cats. Harris, 6'1" righty from Cary, North Carolina. Sanchez 0 for 2 tonight. First pitch, pops it up behind home plate. It's 0-1. Yolmer Sanchez has 3 names: Carlos, Yolmer, and Javier. He went by Carlos in the early part of his major league career as it's fouled back. He played with the Chicago White Sox. He would win a Gold Glove, something he was always so proud of. And the fans on the south side they still love him. They still talk about him. But they refer to him as Carlos Sanchez. Now, his mom prefers Carlos out of the three names. 0-2, check swing. Did he go? He did not. 1-2. Because she calls him Carlito, which is little Carlos. Sanchez. Ooh, that was so close. You saw that grimace on Yolmer's face. He was hoping they wouldn't give him the hammer. The pitch. Popped up left side of the infield. Kennedy. Wait on this one. One down. Well, great baseball and great food. That's what you love when you come to the ballpark. It's a great combination, and the ballpark at America First Square has everything you want. See the pretzels there? They have smash burgers, buffalo chicken fries, the all-star hot dog, good old-fashioned ballpark popcorn, also swig. It's going to be a big one tomorrow night. J-Dogs and Farr's ice cream. There's something for everyone at the ballpark. So come thirsty, come hungry. Join us here at the ballpark at America First Square. Christian Moore, 1 for 3 on the night. Singled and scored back in the 5th inning. Well, it's one thing you look forward to when you come to the yard. That's scorched right through the whole right side. A base hit. A worm burner from Christian Moore. His second knock of the night. And the Bees will bring the tying run to the plate in this bottom of the 7th, trailing 5-3. Well, you always have your go-to when you go to the ballpark. I always have to have the hot dog at every ballpark I'll go to. The buffalo chicken fries is what I love here at this place. I didn't get a chance to get down there tonight to get anything. I was a little bit too busy up here. It's Nelson Rada with the corners in. Takes outside for a ball. Rada reached by a walk in the first, an error in the third, an RBI double as he hit one off the bottom of the wall in the 5th. Trey Mancini is on deck right now. Corners leaking in. As the third baseman Kennedy on the grass, and Rada foul tips it into the glove, 1-1. But having been to so many major league parks, you have your favorites wherever you go. I think the Polish sausage there in Milwaukee, I was a big fan of that. There was a great burger that I had on the south side there at Rate Field. Check swing, but it was in the zone anyway. And the count's 1-2. But as tonight's game involves the AAA affiliate of the Giants, I think I have to say the garlic fries at Oracle Park will still be my number one. I think it's been my number one for 20-plus years. You smell it when you're at the ballpark. I love the smells of a great ballpark, and that ballpark has the best. Throw over to first. In there safely is Christian Moore. Medium depth at third. Kennedy playing well off the bag. Don't think Rada won't bump with 2 strikes. 1-2. On a bounce towards the first baseman Eldridge. He's got it. Looks to second and almost doesn't get back in time. He gets the out with Rada at first. Eldridge almost caught himself in no man's land, but was able to get Rada. Well, and watching this one, with the way Eldridge goes to get this ball, he was looking towards second base. Christian Moore makes an outstanding play running inside. That is legal. And so then Eldridge has no angle to throw the ball to second. And his only play is to first base. Here's Grissom. Ooh, up and in. Trey Mancini, who is batting for Grissom. Grissom's night done. He's 1 for 3 with an infield single. Trey Mancini, the newcomer to the Salt Lake Bees. He had an unbelievable debut in this ballpark last year while with the Reno Aces. 1-0 is inside. People remember the opening night last year, April 8th, and then the entire homestand. Well, the story was the ballpark and getting a win on their first night. But the best player throughout that week was Trey Mancini of the Reno Aces. He tore it up around here. Line drive, left field, base hit. Rounding third, Christian Moore coming home. Here comes the throw to the plate on a bounce. Safe on a backside slide. Throw to first. Mancini's there. Trey Mancini loves playing here. It's an RBI single. It's 5-4 in the 7th. Now just ropes that ball out to left field. And last year he batted .308 overall. And it didn't matter where he was playing, he was excellent. And at his best, he had MVP-esque feel here in the Pacific Coast League. While he was with the Reno Aces, he played a half a season. First pitch to Guzman inside. Mancini had 5 multi-hit games in that first week. He had a hit in 11 of 12 games overall against the Bees. Glad he's not on the opposing team anymore. 1-0. Guzman takes top of the zone and on the inside part of the plate. He does not challenge. He stumbled out of the box there as he was getting out of the way of it. Mancini did the lead at first. 2 out, 1 on. Guzman took a vicious cut, but he came up with a foul tip into the glove. It's 1-2. Guzman 0 for 3 tonight. Comes the 1-2 from Harris. Good take there by Guzman. We're even at 2 apiece. Mancini, who was the AL Comeback Player of the Year in 2021. After coming back from defeating cancer, won the World Series with the Astros in 2022. What a ride it was for him, and so deserving of all that success. 2-2, line drive down the line. It is foul. Well, it looked promising off the bat. That one just had too much of a hook. And the Bees were down 2-0. Came back with a pair in the 4th to tie it. Back-to-back home runs from Cavadas and Siri. They went down 5-2, got 1 in the 5th. They've already scored 1 here in the 7th. Guzman looking to keep the 7th inning alive. Guzman down the line again, and it's hooking foul. A screamer for the seats. Well, he's hitting it hard. Just got to straighten that baby out. Fans getting behind Guzman. What does Harris have on 2-2? Guzman hits this one high. Deep left field. This won't be foul. It's gone. And for the first time tonight, Salt Lake leads. It's 6-5. Denzer Guzman absolutely crushed the previous 2 pitches and they hooked foul. This one was well over the left field wall and has lit up this crowd who has just been waiting all night long to see this team break through and play from ahead. Just barreled that baby right up and off the scoreboard. Swing and a miss, Matthew Lugo. A 2-out knock from Mancini that made this a 1-run game. A 2-run blast from Guzman, and Salt Lake's on top. And don't forget, the double play ball was negated because of the base running move by Christian Moore. Eldridge got to it quickly, and if they turn it quick enough, it's no easy task with Rada. Oh, the 0-2 is up and in. But Christian Moore took away the throwing lane from Eldridge. Eldridge recovered and only got Rada at first, but it took away any chance of a twin killing. Lugo bounces through the coach's box, third base side. We'll do it again, 1-2. But little things like that can make such a difference. It kept the inning alive. Earlier in this game, Christian Moore helped the run score with a timely challenge that negated a strikeout. So while the Bees lead 6-5 and Christian Moore with a couple of hits and he scored a couple of times, 1-2. That's up. Christian Moore's done a couple of heads-up things that have made a difference in an inning that eventually led to a run, and in this inning, 3 runs. Lugo out to right center. Coming on McRae. He'll have to play it on a bounce. Matthew Lugo with his first knock of the night. And the Bees are still rolling here in the 7th. Let's go to Sammy.
Tony, to nobody's surprise, the dugout went absolutely crazy. But here's the funny part. There is one heating lamp that is currently active in the dugout, and it's almost like a spotlight, and it went right on Denzer. And so it looked like they were in a nightclub, Tony. They were going crazy. Denzer hit his iconic move. He does this look right into the camera, right at us over at the media well. So the vibes are back, Tony Parks.
Well, they certainly are. And you can see the energy when successful plays happen. But to your point, you were mentioning this earlier, you know, the type of communication they have in there, the fact that they're always talking about what's next and how to win the next pitch and win the next AB. And on top of that, you know, when you see a guy like Christian Moore with a couple of heads-up plays that make such a big difference, and trust is a big part of what goes on in that clubhouse as Nico Cavadas steps in the box, throw over to first, and back with a head-first slide is Lugo. But, Sammy, when you're around this team, they always have this attitude like it's a matter of when and not if that they're going to break through.
I couldn't agree more. It's that gritty mindset. And every single day they come in and it's a chip on their shoulder. And I think that really starts with up top. Doug Davis comes in and says, if you want time on this field, you have to work hard. And every single player on this team, they work hard, Tony.
And they want to earn it. And a guy like Nico Cavadas, who knows all about it, won the pitch outside. Now it's 1-1. Nico, who made his major league debut back in 2024, Sammy, when I had a chance to be around him as he joined the team on a road trip. He was excited about the new opportunity to be with the Angels organization, to prove himself. He did. Got a couple call-ups that year, 1-1. Played with the Angels a bit last year as well. He responded so well to being sent down late in the year. That final series against Las Vegas, homered 5 times. I mean, he just owned that entire week in Sin City. He's up 6-5, bottom of the 7th. Nico, check swing. Did he go? He did not. 3-1. Back-to-back-to-back knocks for the Bees. One of those, a 2-run homer from Denzer Guzman. This all started with a 1-out single by Christian Moore. 5 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for Sac. 6 runs, 10 hits, and no errors for the Bees. Nico takes outside, ball 4. He was one of the best in the PCL last year at drawing walks. He has great power. He has great peeps. The inning continues. First and second, 2 down, and here is Jose Siri. Siri's 2 for 3 tonight. Smoked a home run off the scoreboard that tied this game in the 4th. He singled in the 6th. The lead at second, Lugo. Cavadas is at first. Wind has died down quite a bit. Siri takes up and in a ball. It's been a tough 7th inning for Harris. Bees with 3 runs in this inning, all with 2 outs. 1-1. Siri bounces it over. Third base coach and manager Doug Davis. Do it at 1-2. Harris entered this 7th inning with Sacramento up 2. Now they're down 1. He's trying to keep it at this 1-run deficit right now. Siri with Rivera standing on deck at the moment. Comes the 1-2. Siri, crack bat, little floater, shallow center, coming on McRae, still coming on, it's going to drop. Coming in to score is Lugo. Cavada stops at third. The hit parade continues. Here in the 7th inning, Bees up 7-5. Well, the bat cracked on contact, and it played into the favor of Siri. Boy, he's had it all. He's had a blast. He's had a bloop. And it's all turned out right for Jose Siri. He's 3 for 4. That's going to be all for Harris. Salt Lake with a rally in the bottom of the 7th. 4 runs in, and they're not done. We'll tell you about the new River Cats pitcher when we come back on KMYU.
Spring is calling, and we're not sending into voicemail. I bet you're thinking about heading south this spring. But what if you tried something different, like Cedar City and Bryan had? With gas prices going up, this is the kind of trip that gives you more vacation for the tank you're already on. Start with Three Peaks OHV trails that say, go ahead, take the scenic route. Then cool it down with disc golf. Because yes, you can be competitive and outdoorsy at the same time. Next, Thor's Hideout. Legendary hike, epic payoff. And if you want the kind of ride you'll talk about all week, hit the Iron Hills Trail System, now an official recreation trail. Just need to chill? Frontier Homestead Park, Cedar City Veterans Park, or play around at Cedar City Golf Course. Then finish strong with local dining, shopping, and small town charm in the historic downtown of Cedar City and Parowan. Spring is calling. Answer it with a one-tank getaway at visitcedarcity.com.
It's time to stand up for savings at Mountain Land Power Equipment. During the SCAG 2026 Stand Up for Savings event, save 15% off MSRP on select SCAG mowers, leaf blowers, and turf spreaders. Power, performance, and unbeatable durability. Now at unbeatable prices. But hurry, this promotion ends March 31st, 2026. Visit MountainLandPowerEquipment.com or stop by Mountain Land Power Equipment in Ogden, Salt Lake City, or Springville today. Stand up and save with SCAG.
Nick Zwock is going to try to put an end to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Salt Lake Bees have plated 4 runs, all with 2 outs. Here in the 7th, and they're not done yet. They have runners at the corners, as it's Cavadas at third and Siri at first. Sebastian Rivero is the 9th hitter to come to the plate here in the 7th inning. Rivero will call for time, as there might be something loose out there in center field. I think they've got that figured out. They're ready to go. Rivero takes high for ball 1. The last 5 have reached for Salt Lake. I mentioned this earlier in the inning, and you have to go back to it, but the base running decision by Christian Moore that took away a double play possibility has loomed large in the 7th. Rivero takes a called strike, 1-1. Sebastian Rivero prides himself on trying to be the best teammate he can, especially as a catcher. Prides himself on family, and he said, when I'm behind that plate, that pitcher that's out there, that is my family. Oh yeah, almost falling off the bag there was Siri. Kept his balance just long enough, and he is safe. It looked uncomfortable, but he's still on. Rivero says he takes his catching responsibilities personally. Pops this up foul ground. Eldridge will give chase, and he'll run out of room. As it's off the dugout. Misplayed by a fan there in the front row. Well, the fans last year really had a Gold Glove performance. They made the routine play look hard tonight. It's opposite of what we saw a year ago, but it's still early in the season. Sebastian Rivero looking for his first hit. Fouls it back, 1-2. He's 0 for 10 so far this season. He's a guy that can heat up, though. So he had some hot stretches last year. Taps the plate twice. Reaches the bat back ready. Siri the lead at first. Cavadas over there at third. Rivero takes a pitch above his head, and it's 2-2. Yolmer Sanchez on deck. He started off this bottom of the 7th with a pop-up to third. Rivero still without a hit tonight. Grounds it to short. Slight.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Local regionals advance to Las Vegas for 2026 to punch your ticket to the Nationals. All regional winners will be able to play at Pebble Beach with deep discounts. Sign up now at golfrevtour.com and get $50 off April using promo code REV1280. Golfrevtour.com, promo code REV1280.
Every act of change begins with a neighbor, with someone saying,
"We take care of each other here."
In food banks and food pantries, neighbors pack fresh food and dignity into every box, moving food from farms to families through Feeding America's nationwide network. So when that box reaches a home, it carries more than food. It carries a promise that together we can end hunger. Feeding America, led by neighbors. Take action to end hunger now at feedingamerica.org.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never, ever become a minivan mom. So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, know it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
97.5 KZNS FM Colville, 1280 KZNS AM Salt Lake City, and KSL FM HD2 Salt Lake City Midvale. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
They're in that 5th inning, and then again helped spark what was a 4-run 7th inning as well. 7-5 Salt Lake, top of the 8th inning. Sammy Natera Jr. looked outstanding in the 7th with 3 punch-outs. And he's on for the 8th. Top of the order, Will Brennan. On the outside corner, a strike. Brennan 1 for 4. Single, a run scored. He struck out twice tonight. Same 2 teams tomorrow night. Same place, same time. Utah Dirty Sodas. The debut. Be here for that. The 0-1 paints the outside corner. At the knees, 0-2. That's a great spot by Natera. Nice frame. Rivero, good target. These two were grooving after that 7th. Throws one away into the other batter's box. Outside, 1-2. Sammy Natera, just with a ton of confidence. Exhales from the chest. Knee up, foot down, fires in the dirt. And it's 2-2. Well, Sammy Natera held opponents to a 177 average, 160 against left-handers. And while he was with the Bees, opponents hit just $147. In the air, center field, long run right of the center fielder, sprinting in, slowing down, 1 down here in the top of the 8th. Well, take a look at this play that took place in the bottom of the 7th inning. Christian Moore on a hard ground ball over there to Eldridge. There's the potential for a double play, and Christian Moore took that potential away. His base running towards second base was to the inside part, in even onto the grass, to make sure that Eldridge did not have a clear window to make that throw. Now, it was no guarantee they were going to get Rada on the back end of it, as Natera just misses ball 1. Jesus Rodriguez 1 for 4 tonight. He singled in the 6th. But that moment right there, just a heads-up decision by Christian Moore, makes it to where Eldridge didn't have a play there, and Eldridge barely was able to get Rada at first. But Eldridge with a strong arm, if they get a good throw there and a good return, they have a chance to get out of the inning. Well, the inning continues and the Bees plated 4 runs. That's how big that moment was. Old strike 2-1. And there's never a guarantee everything's going to work out. You just do the little things that keep giving you the best chance. And for those of you at home, yes, that is legal to run there. 2-1 is smashed out to left field on a rope, but coming over is Lugo to make the catch. 2 down. Oh, Rodriguez, maybe with his hardest hit ball of the night, did have that laser to the shortstop Guzman earlier. Not a good piece of that ball. And this is one of those nights, Jesus Rodriguez, you'd see him in the box score 1 for 5, but his contact has been much better than that. He hit one deep to center field, hit a hot liner right to short, obviously his single, and then he hit that one hard as well. I don't think his scoreline really represents how well he swung the bat tonight. 2 out, nobody on. Bryce Eldridge in search of his first hit. Eldridge was hit by a pitch back in the first, and he's 0 for 3. Eldridge, a tall lefty. Natera, the lefty, fires, and it's fouled back to the screen. The old flinch cam is back on. The fans behind the net. Count 1-2. Boy, Natera, who struck out 3 in the 7th, is looking to make it a 1-2-3-8.
Knock, knock, Capital One Bank guy.
Wow, Charles Barkley?
I just moved into the neighborhood. Can I borrow some Wi-Fi?
Yeah, sure, Chuck. That's what the Capital One Cafe is here for. Open 7 days a week at most locations.
Oh, can I use your ATM? My dog walker only takes cash.
Anything for a neighbor.
Can I try the catchphrase?
Sure, take it for a spin.
There's no fees and minimums on Capital One checking accounts.
Nice, Chuck. I'll take it from here. Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Visit CapitalOne.com/bankguide for details. Capital One and a member FDIC.
No payments for 90 days, and that means getting more mileage out of every cent you spend. So make your money move. Head to AmericaFirst.com to apply for pre-approval of your low-rate auto loan today. Eligibility, terms, conditions, and creditworthiness apply. Subject to change. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal opportunity lender.
I'm Celeste Edmonds, Director of the Christmas Box International. Thank you, Utah, for giving so much to help our most vulnerable children. Children who have been abused, neglected, and trafficked. I was one of those kids, and you have no idea how much it meant to me that someone like you cared. The Christmas Box House helps children 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And right now, our kiddos could really use new tennis shoes and Visa gift cards. If you'd like to help, please go to thechristmasbox.org or Google us. Thank you.
Hi, I'm your kid's old jeans. I've been in the drawer for a while and really missed the playground. You should swing by Goodwill and drop me off. Donating me helps Goodwill's mission to provide career training and support services right here in the community. Plus, I can get back into the game. Donate today. Tag, you're it.
To find your nearest Goodwill locations and to learn more about our mission, please visit Goodwill.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives.
Now they're jamming here tonight. Kids of all ages. He's excited. He's got his pennant. You can come on out and join us here at the ballpark. You can do it a lot for $30 a month. Get the Bees baseball pass. Go to slbees.com. Find out more how to get the best ticket deal in baseball. Well, the fans were having fun with 80s in the 8th here. And it was a party around this place in the 7th. Yolmer Sanchez, left-hand batter. Al tips it into the glove, 0-1. And Swak was able to end out that 7th inning. But now it is Sanchez who led off the 7th. Now he's leading off the 8th. Sanchez foul tips it into the glove. Sanchez, a switch hitter, and prides himself on that. He wanted to teach himself how to bat right and left. He said, no matter what, I just didn't want to be a liability in any way. 0-2 is high. Now, he taught himself how to play every position out there. The only one he didn't really have any experience at was catcher. Last year, he almost got a save in a rare Sunday afternoon. 1-2, low and in. The Bees had 4 pitchers. They all pitched 2 innings. And Salt Lake went into the 9th. They pitched their shortstop, Yolmer Sanchez. He retired the first 2, and then I want to say he gave up a 5 spot. No shame in that. 2-2 outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes, but the Bees were on the brink of winning the game with him closing out a 1-2-3 inning. And the feeling in the stadium on that Sunday afternoon, the fans couldn't believe it. 3-2. Popped up behind home plate. We'll do it again. But Yolmer Sanchez, as Sammy talked about his unselfishness and the ultimate teammate. He'll play whatever position. He'll do whatever it takes. 3-2. Sanchez pops that up behind home plate. Grounded out to third in the third. Struck out in the 5th. Popped up to third in the 7th. 7-5 Bees, bottom of the 8th. Sanchez without a hit tonight. Now he's reached base for the first time. Face high, inside, ball 4. And he's aboard. For Sacramento tonight, that's their 3rd free pass they've issued. Here is Christian Moore. 2 for 4. He has scored twice. He has had an enormous impact on this game. Moore takes first strike, 0-1. And even if they don't turn that double play, as I was talking about before, and Moore, if he's retired, that at least takes away the lead run. It changes some of what takes place in the inning. 0-1 is outside. 1-1. A Brooklyn kid, originally. Played his college baseball at Tennessee, helped them win the national championship. And all he did was dominate in that College World Series, even hit for the cycle. 1-1. Jack swing as he goes around. 1-2. Hitting for the cycle. It was something that hadn't been done in the College World Series since 1956. Not only did he do that, he ended up with an extra base hit in extra innings that helped propel them to a win. Inside. 2-2. Sanchez over there at first. 9 stolen bases last year. He was 9 for 12. Big hole right side. Moore will foul it back. Boy, Christian stepped into this ballpark last year, and the vibes around here were incredible. I mean, it was a fever pitch. You had the number 1 prospect in the Angels organization. That was Moore. The number 1 prospect in the Royals organization, Jack Caglione. And those two just put on a show. 2-2. Moore takes up. Christian Moore had a 3-hit day right out the gate. Good number of extra base hits, stole bases, made some great defensive plays. Caglione later in the series caught fire, and all he did was hit 5 home runs and hit the ball 115 miles an hour or more every time. This is ripped right to the second baseman, Furman. Throw back to first, and back in time is Sanchez. Ooh, Sanchez did a good job freezing and getting back on that one. Oh, Moore smoked it just right at Furman. And actually, Sanchez didn't freeze. He took a couple steps towards second and was fortunate to get back. Nelson Rada, 1 for 3 tonight, walked and has an RBI double. Rada takes a called strike. Rada hit the base of the wall in left. He had just 1 home run with the Bees last year. Corners in, middle infielders back. 7-5 Salt Lake. On the move, Sanchez. The pitch is down and away. The throw to second is down and away. It goes into center field, and Sanchez is on his way to third. Stolen base, E2. That is the 3rd error of the night for Sacramento. And Sanchez got a great jump on that, and you feel for Rodriguez because he had to go down and away to get it and then try to straighten up and make a good throw. And he was just off target to the left. Infield in. Bees looking for an insurance run here in the bottom of the 8th. And they have it. Into center field, a base hit, Rada. Trotting home is Sanchez. Bees lead 8-5. Second knock of the night for Nelson Rada. Now, you love when a team can come alive offensively. As Sammy talked about, this is a group that feels like when, not if, that they're going to come through. And while I was in Las Vegas with this group, I was waiting for it to happen. And they just couldn't cash in with runners in scoring position. Now they're getting on, now they're getting over, and now they're getting in. And 2 for 18 with runners in scoring position on the road. And then here tonight, it has been a different story for Salt Lake. They're 4 for 9 in that department. And catcher's obstruction. This looks like a double play, but dead ball. First and second with 1 out. Everybody hold up. This inning is called a catcher's obstruction. You heard it even from up here. As Mancini's bat hit the glove of Rodriguez behind home plate. This will be the 4th error of the game. And so most people don't know this is a delayed dead ball. So if that ball goes through the middle into center field, and let's say Rada goes first to third, then you stay with the play. But obviously, they're not going to elect the double play. And so the River Cats thought they were out of it. Instead, Mancini's aboard. Here's Guzman. Now the first pitch low for a ball. This has been a frustrating night for Sacramento in the late innings. They led 5-2 halfway through this game. The Bees have scored 6 unanswered. A bluff and a look back to second. Rada returns. The 1-0. Ground ball off of the pitcher. Picking it up. Swak throws to first in time. And the runners move up to second and third. Nice job by Swak to stay composed there. Get the ball. Know your only play there is going to be to first base. Matthew Lugo singled back in the 7th and would come around to score. That was after this place was lit up from the Denzer Guzman home run. Cavadas homered tonight. Siri homered. And so did Denzer. Second and third, 2 down. Bees up 8-5. Lugo. Line drive, right field, base hit. That'll score Rada. Here comes Mancini. The throw from Brennan up the line. 2-run single, Matthew Lugo. The Bees are cooking here in the late innings. It's 10-5. Eight unanswered for Salt Lake. Right when this place gets a little quiet, you're not quite sure where they're going to find that spark. It comes from a number of different places. Many times, it comes from a number of different spots in the order. Nico Cavadas. A home run tonight. Takes a strike on the outside corner. The other thing Nico can do well is get on with a base on balls. He did that in the 7th. Nice patience, nice poise. Continued the inning, and Siri drove in another run. 10-5, Salt Lake. Down and away. Boy, with these two teams, you just never know what's going to happen. We saw that last year. In this game, very much like what we watched last season. So we're going to miss 1 and 2. Cavadas, who, well, his favorite player was Kyle Schwarber. He said Midwestern kid, played college ball in the state of Indiana, a lefty, a lot of power. 1-2 is outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Said he always kind of looked up to him. He watched him play in college, used to drive over there, and then all of a sudden Notre Dame and Indiana played in a playoff game in football, and who does he run into in the tailgate? Kyle Schwarber. Pitches down. And in normal Midwestern fashion, they had great trash talk before the game as they stood there with their beverages laughing about what was to come, and Notre Dame certainly got the better of them that night, but the Hoosiers would turn around and win the national championship this year. 3-2, runner on the move with 2 down. It's upstairs, it's ball 4, and this inning just will not end for SWAC. This inning started with a walk, a stolen base, an RBI single, a catcher's interference when it looked like they had a double play to get out of it. Siri is 3 for 4 tonight. He's done a little bit of everything. Siri, a solo homer in the 4th, launched it off the scoreboard. It looked like he hit the Bumble logo that was up there. Couldn't quite tell with how bright the lights are. 1-0's inside. He then singled in the 6th, and, after these powerful swings, he had a cracked bat little floater that died down there in center field that brought in a run. And when you're hot, you're hot. Here's the 2-0. Inside, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. 10-5 Bs, bottom of the 8th. They trailed 2-0. They tied it at 2. They were down 5-2. Nickeled and dimed their way to make it close and then took off. Series taking high. It's ball 4. The bases are loaded. Siri has reached base 4 times. The Bees had all 9 hitters come to the plate in the 7th. They'll have all 9 hitters come to the plate in the 8th. We'll tell you about the new Sacramento pitcher when we come back. As the Bees lead, Juan Sanchez coming out of the pen. And Salt Lake leads 10-5 on KMYU.
Looking for insurance solutions that actually work for you? United Underwriters have been serving Utah families for over 25 years, offering smarter coverage solutions at better prices. United Underwriters auto policies include a no-cost windshield benefit because we travel on I-15 just like you, and also offer smart home insurance solutions and earthquake plans you can't find anywhere else. Call United Underwriters at 801-396-0828 or visit uuinsurance.com. United Underwriters. Real insurance solutions. Real value. Real partners. Based right here in Utah.
Five guys walk into a JCW's and order burgers, a pastrami, a mushroom Swiss, guacamole bacon, a hickory barbecue, a ribeye steak, 2 onion rings, 3 French fries, a strawberry, mint, peanut butter, chocolate, and marshmallow shake, and not one left to tip. Because at JCW's, we don't ask for it. We think the price you see should be the price you pay. And all that, would you like to leave a tip stuff, is for the birds. JCW's. Quality and a lot of it. Open in American Fork, Lehigh, Provo, South Jordan, and Harriman.
Take your golf game to the next level. Introducing the Rev Tour, a new competitive league for amateur golfers of all skill levels. It's fair, competitive, flighted league play built for everyone who loves the game. Starting with leagues in northern and southern Utah. Then local regionals advance to Las Vegas for 2026 to punch your ticket to the Nationals. All regional winners will be able to play at Pebble Beach with deep discounts. Sign up now at golfrevtour.com and get $50 off April using promo code REV1280. golfrevtour.com, promo code REV1280.
Juan Sanchez coming on for the Sacramento River Cats, the 6th Sacramento pitcher tonight. Can't close the book on SWAC quite yet. The bases are still loaded. 2 down. Sanchez looked great in his 1 appearance so far this season. Well, don't forget to stick around after the game tonight, as we'll have Talkin' Sports on KMYU. We look forward to all the conversation with Talkin' Jazz with Alema Harrington. We'll have Bees highlights. Adam Mikulich met with some of the Bees fans who are fired up. And you'll also meet the new head coach in Logan. As Utah State now with the new head coach once again. And that program still with such great success recently, going to the NCAA tournament again. First pitch, low, ball 1. Every member of the lineup tonight has reached base except Rivero. He's trying to change that here. The pitch is low, 2-0. So all of that coming up and more. Talkin' Sports after the game tonight. The lead at third, Lugo. The lead at second, Cavadas. Siri is at first. The 2-0. Misses. 3 balls and no strikes. Well, this crowd has been pumped in the late innings. A flurry of runs in the 7th as they played at 4. They have 3 here in the 8th. Rivero takes for a called strike. The 7th inning started with Yolmer Sanchez. It ended with Rivero. Sanchez started off the 8th. And Rivero batting once again. 3-1. Upstairs, ball 4, and that'll push in a run. Rivero on base. Coming in to score, Matthew Lugo. It's 11-5 Salt Lake. Well, walks weren't really a huge issue for Sacramento tonight until the recent innings. Now struggles with command. A ball to Yolmer Sanchez. He started this inning with a walk. 4 walks in the inning for the River Cats. Before this inning started, Sacramento pitchers had only walked 2 all night. Sanchez batting for the right-hand side. The lefty, Sanchez deals. And it's inside. It's Juan Sanchez against Yolmer Sanchez. Counts 3-0. Runners with their leads. Bases loaded. 11-5 Salt Lake. That's up. That's ball 4. That'll force in another run. And it doesn't matter how Salt Lake is doing it. Sacramento has had a brutal time stopping them. The Bees have batted around in this 8th inning. Yolmer Sanchez has walked twice. Well, I always say the PCL stands for playing chutes and ladders, and tonight was another great example of that. So here's Christian Moore. He tattooed a line drive right at Furman, the second baseman. It was nearly a double play, but Sanchez got back. And then Sanchez stole second, moved to third on an error. And it looked like Sacramento was out of this inning, but a catcher's interference kept it going. Moore takes a 55-footer that bounces off of the catcher Rodriguez and up the third base line by about 25 feet. And if it hadn't been right in that line of sight, it's quite possible that Siri takes off. And he held up. Siri is at third, Rivero at second, and Sanchez at first. The wheels have not just wobbled for Sacramento, they have fallen off here in the late innings. Salt Lake has scored 10 unanswered runs. Christian Moore, 2 for 5 tonight. And scored a couple times. The 1-0. Pumped in there for a strike. And it's 1-1. The wind gently blowing out to right field. Some of the fans have gone home early. Many have stuck around. Moore takes up 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1. At the knees, it's 2-2. Christian Moore so focused on making his improvements in the offseason. Alonzo Powell, the hitting coach, talked a lot about punishing even more mistakes. As good as Christian was, felt like he still missed a lot of big opportunities. 2-2. Inside. He had to jump back to get out of the way of that one. And the runners are going to get a head start. Now, Moore still did punish a lot of mistakes. And Alonzo Powell said, man, he had a few that he fouled off that now it's just making the difference between barreling more of those up. 12-5 Salt Lake. Bases loaded, 2 down. Let the merry-go-round begin out there on the base paths. The pitch. Down the right field line, slicing foul. Watching Siri take off from third base. That's about as far out of the base path as you can be. Now, he's not out of the base line by rule because he's not avoiding a tag. But he was almost to the warning track. The 3-2. Moore takes down. Another walk. Another run. And another head-shaking moment for the River Cats. It's 13-5 Salt Lake. Five hitters in a row have been walked. A clunker in the late innings for the River Cats. Here's Rada. Takes outside for a ball. Rada, an RBI double in the 5th, an RBI single in the 8th. 12th hitter to step into the box during this inning. 6 of the 12 have walked. Up and in. And 6 of the 11 that have completed their plate appearance have walked. So you've had 6 walks, a catcher's interference. In this inning, the Bees have 2 hits. Okay. The 2-0. Rada takes low. Well, the fans start clapping away. They have not erupted recently because all of it has been a walkathon. The 3-0. That's a strike. Rada started moving towards first base just in case. Rivero at third. Sanchez is at second. Moore is at first. 3-1. Down the left field side, fouling out of play. A head start for everybody again. Join us tomorrow night, same 2 teams, 6:35. Dirty Sodas night, the first ever at this ballpark. You're going to want to be here for it. $3 swig. Check out all the gear. Fun new traditions starting right here at the ballpark at America First Square. Count full, bases full, 13-5 Bees. Runners go. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and the inning comes to a close. But the Bees put up a 6-pack in the 8th, and they lead it by 8.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Athletic. LPGA's next-gen stars vying for glory on a course that's as stunning as it is challenging. The Copper Rock Championships Epson Tour, May 14th through 16th. Come for the game. Stay for the journey. Copper Rock. Born to be played.
Spina bifida is a common birth defect, and everyone with spina bifida from childhood through adulthood deserves to flourish. The Spina Bifida Association is creating a future where this is more than just possible. It's inevitable. We're advancing clinical care and shaping innovative research. With your help, we'll build the future that people with spina bifida deserve. Join us at sbaa.org. That's sbaa.org. This message is sponsored by the Spina Bifida Association of America.
Every act of change begins with a neighbor, with someone saying,
"We take care of each other here."
In food banks and food pantries, neighbors pack fresh food and dignity into every box, moving food from farms to families through Feeding America's nationwide network. So when that box reaches a home, it carries more than food. It carries a promise that together we can end hunger. Feeding America, led by neighbors. Take action to end hunger now at feedingamerica.org.
Jose Fermin coming on to nail it shut in the top of the ninth inning. The Salt Lake Bees lead 13-5. They scored 11 unanswered as they put up 4 in the 7th and 6 in the 8th. At one time they trailed 5-2. Comfortably ahead as we go to the top of the ninth inning. Middle of the order, Buddy Kennedy, Victor Barracoto, and Grant McCrae, the 4, 5, and 6. Buddy Kennedy, so far tonight, has reached base 4 times. This started as a very good night for Sacramento. They put up a 2 spot in the 3rd. After the Bees tied it, they scored 3 in the 5th. And then the wheels completely fell off in the late innings. Kennedy fouls it back, top of the screen. Buddy Kennedy, as I mentioned, he was going to win a World Series ring no matter what when the World Series got started. He had played with the Dodgers. He played with the Blue Jays. And the pitch is high. And it was a really funny thing to see. He and his family were having a good time with it. I want to say they wore shirts that said "Go Team," because no matter what was going to happen. I want to say Benji Molina had something like that in 2010. Floater center field, Rada trotting in, and this is going to land on the lawn for a hit. What a great night for Buddy Kennedy. He is 4 for 4, a double, a run batted in, and he reached base 5 times.
Number 2, Victor Barracoto.
Kennedy entered tonight 2 for 8 on the season. Victor Barracoto, he's 1 for 3 with an RBI single, walked and scored a run. In at first, Mancini, the pitch. It's inside for a ball. Well, the Bees and the River Cats. Capital City in California, Capital City in the state of Utah. They'll play again tomorrow. This is the first of a 6-game series. So we're going to miss 1-1. Jose Fermin, who was with the Bees last year, that has spent time at the major league level before. This pitch is grounded to the shortstop, Guzman. Throws to second for 1, on to first. A 6-4-3 double play. They roll him up. Nice turn and toss by Christian Moore. So the River Cats down to their final out. And it's Grant McCrae who comes to the plate, 1 for 4 with an RBI single. Beautifully done. Guzman, Moore, and Mancini. And Fermin last year, 3-2 with a 4.46 ERA. With 39 strikeouts in 40 games across his rookie season with the Angels. He had 4 big league stints. He did not allow an earned run in 13 straight outings. From May 6th to July 11th, that's low. And it's 1-1. The Salt Lake Bees had a frustrating road trip to Las Vegas. They're beaten soundly 3 days in a row. The offense just had a tough time finding any continual momentum. They found it tonight as the pitch is up, 2 balls and a strike. They were excellent cashing in. Obviously didn't expand the zone when Sacramento's pitching struggled throwing strikes. But the Bees were 5 for 12 with runners in scoring position tonight. They had great base running, timely hitting, 2-1. In there for a strike, and Sacramento down to their final strike. Bees up 13-5. Fans up onto their feet. The Salt Lake Bees won their home opener in the first year of this ballpark. And they win it again this year. Swing and a miss, strike three. 13-5 the final. And the winner is Salt Lake. It didn't start well for the Bees tonight. It was quiet in the stadium for the first few innings. It came alive with back-to-back home runs from Cavadas and Siri. The Bees were then down 5-2. They would rally with one in the fifth. It put together a terrific seventh inning, 4 runs, all scored with 2 outs, including a 2-run homer from Denzer Guzman, and then a 6-pack in the 8th inning. More than enough insurance needed for a 13-5 win. The Bees get their first victory of the season, and it's also the first victory for new manager Doug Davis. Guy who has preached competitiveness, but also poise and patience on what it's going to take for the long haul. But he says it all the time. These games in March and April are every bit as important as the games later in the season. This is the earliest a home game has ever been played in Salt Lake professional baseball history. And the Bees were victorious tonight. 13-5 was the final score. Doug Davis, his first win, and he is with our very own Sammy Miller.
Congratulations on your very first win as the manager of the Salt Lake Bees. How does win number 1 feel?
Number 1 feels great. They all win number 1s feel great, but this is very special for me. I mean, love being here, love being a part of the community, love being a part of the Salt Lake City Bees and the Angels and all of that. So yeah, winning that first game is very special for me.
And this truly is your homecoming as you are back in the Angels organization. So does it make it that much sweeter?
Oh, no doubt. Yes, it does. It's I had my start in professional baseball a long time ago, and it's just really special for me to come back to this organization and just be a part of it, and hopefully bigger and better things for the Angels moving forward.
And this game wasn't easy, but you all continued to fight. So how proud are you of this group for being so resilient?
Yeah, no doubt. We, just getting behind early, but fighting right back. And, I think we just offensively put together a lot of really good at-bats tonight. We hit home runs when we needed to, and a lot of hard-hit balls, played well on defense. And the pitching was just outstanding for us.
Speaking of the pitching, Sammy Natera Jr. put up those 2 scoreless innings in the 7th and 8th. What stood out to you about the way he came in and really handled the pressure?
Well, I think Sam, just watching him out there, you could tell that he was really locked in and focused, and he was just pounding the strike zone. And when he's able to do that, his stuff takes over, and it plays very well. It plays very well here, and it did tonight.
And this place was packed on opening night, so what does it mean to have so much support from these fans?
Yeah, I mean, that means a lot to everybody. I think it's great for the organization, for the Bees, for the Angels, for the players, to have that support, to have people show up here. And but it was a good night. It really was. We were a little worried about the weather. It didn't show up and allowed us to stay on the field.
There we go. Well, congratulations on win number 1.
Thank you, Sammy.
Thank you, Sammy. Great job as always. Congratulations, Doug Davis. Congrats to the Bees. One of those nights where that bullpen took over. Saucedo, Natera, and Fermin combined for 4 2/3 of 2 hits. Shuddy and the Bees scored 11 unanswered to go on their way for a 13-5 win. They scored 13 runs last year in a 13-10 win, and it was 13-5 going to the 9th. The Apple was the winner today in the produce race. Cavadas smashing out over Betty's Berm, over by those apartment buildings. Look out when those are built. A deep home run. Jose Siri nearly hit the Bumble logo up there on the video board. Hit it here. And the Bees put together a trio of home runs. And all the fans had a great time here tonight. Great food, a great game, good times, great vibes. We hope to see you tomorrow night. 13-5 the final. The winner is Salt Lake.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
It's the easiest. When life feels upside down, Beehive Meals helps keep me grounded with home-cooked freezer meals that are ready when I am. No planning, no scrambling, just real food my family loves. Head to beehivemeals.com and stock your freezer with your solution to easy, delicious dinners and a little peace of mind.
At University of Utah Health, we're mapping DNA to find the cause and the cure. Because 1 in a million is really just one. One person facing one incredibly difficult diagnosis. Looking for one thing. Hope. Learn more at uofuhealth.org.
Take your golf game to the next level. Introducing the Rev Tour, a new competitive league for amateur golfers of all skill levels. It's fair, competitive, flighted league play built for everyone who loves the game. Starting with leagues in northern and southern Utah. Then local regionals advance to Las Vegas for 2026 to punch your ticket to the Nationals. All regional winners will be able to play at Pebble Beach with deep discounts. Sign up now at golfrevtour.com and get $50 off April using promo code REV1280. Golfrevtour.com, promo code REV1280.
You've been listening to Salt Lake Bees Baseball.